San Diego, California. 25 years hosting one of America's best bowl games. Another Chamber of Commerce night at the city that will host the Super Bowl next month, right there in that stadium. You are looking at Qualcomm Stadium, where a quality team, number 6 in the nation, Kansas State, takes on a program on the rise, Arizona State, with upset dreams tonight. From the Big 12, Kansas State. From the Pac-10, Arizona State. 2 defensive studs, 1 great running game, 1 high-powered passing game. The 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. The traditional pregame pageantry is going on. Chris Fowler will kick it off in just a couple of minutes.
Probably the best team to play before New Year's Day in this bowl season. They profess to be very motivated against the Sun Devils, which could be bad news for ASU.
I think that's the whole key. I think Kansas State is by far the better team. I think they have the better athletes. It's all about motivation, a statement game. Is Kansas State ready to play? I just can't get that picture out of my mind, Mark, the Alamo Bowl a few years ago when they weren't ready to play and didn't play well.
The last time that you used that phrase, better athletes, it was Toledo Boston College.
But I admit I was wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong this time.
I believe you. I don't think you're wrong this time. I think Kansas State's obviously the better team on both sides of the ball. I really love their defense led by Terry Pierce and Josh Bull, the linebackers, who do an outstanding job. Both have over 100 tackles each going into this game. Everyone talks about Terrell Suggs. Watch the offensive line of Kansas State. Go after him, pound him, knock him around. He won't be able to get to the quarterback.
Not just the Alamo, the Insight Bowl, and they took on Syracuse last year and didn't show up either. But this is a much better K-State team than that 6-6 team a year ago. Enjoy it, the Wildcats and the Sun Devils, when you come back from San Diego.
County is a beautiful place to live, and your friends and neighbors are doing their part to help keep it that way. They're recycling at the Rome Floyd Recycling Center, or at one of Floyd County's 6 remote recycling sites, or enjoying the convenience of curbside recycling within Rome city limits, or participating in the recycling center's free office paper and corrugated route. Remember, recycling is smart, so please do your part.
The Subaru Legacy Special Edition isn't like your standard issue Accord or Camry. It has more premium features than Accord, standard. More safety features than Camry, standard. And the added traction of Subaru all-wheel drive, standard. The Subaru Legacy Special Edition. The standard is high. The price isn't.
See your local participating Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 0.9% APR.
Bowl Week, where history is made and legends live on.
Passing yards, throws, touchdown! His final night, the burnt orange, and most satisfying as well. Who will make the magic in the stadium that hosts the Super Bowl 30 nights from tonight? The Stars, Kansas State has one, L. Roberson. He might be the best running quarterback in America. No one ran down more quarterbacks than that man, Terrell Suggs. The nation's sack leader hopes to get his shots tonight. Close, always high scoring. The Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. The 25th edition brings us the number 6 team in the country. The Wildcats from Kansas State, 9 points for a perfect season against the 3rd place team from the Pac-10, Arizona State. Good evening, everyone. We welcome you to what is always the best of the pre-New Year's Day bowl games. And the Big 12 rep held up its part Kansas State's the best team not playing in the Bowl Championship Series, so close to a perfect season. The Pac-10 team couldn't hold up its end of the bargain for the great pregame matchup because Arizona State was in a league where Washington State and Southern Cal went to the Bowl Championship Series. It's a young program on the rise led by Dirk Cutter. They know they're the biggest underdog of bowl season, but on the other side is Kansas State. Bill Snyder's great program has never finished in the top 5. They'll probably do that if they win tonight, but they also know that they laid an egg in the bowls 2 of the last 4 years. They play with more pressure tonight. Kirk Herbstreit, Lee Corso, as we talk about this game going in, let's look at both teams. Start with K-State.
Well, Mike, first-year defensive coordinator for Kansas State, Bob Elliott, has done a tremendous job with them. Kansas State's #1 in total defense and scoring defense. And the #1 player on this team is a defensive coordinator named Terrence Newman. Now, Terrence Newman is the best corner in all America when it comes to cover receivers. He's the Big 12 sprint champion. And Kirk, I think he can cover anybody in America, and he's going to have a battle with this little guy, Sean McDonald from Arizona State, can fly.
You know, I've worked with my man here for 7 years. He's never worn
that's right.
a winter jacket, and he decides to pull it out in San Diego, California. You look good. You look good. You're right about Sean McDonald in the matchup, because Sean McDonald's one of the better receivers in all of college football. You know, he's got a quarterback who can get him the football. Andrew Walter exploded onto the scene this year in the Pac-10. You realize he had 4 400-yard passing games this year alone. That's never been done in Pac-10 football history. The big question, though, guys, will he have time to throw? He can release it. Yeah. He can make big plays, but they've got to do a good job of protecting him against, I think, the best defensive line that Arizona State's seen this year.
Yep. Without a doubt, that's the key. The small guys for Kansas State and Arizona State are there. The big offensive guns are there for ASU, but the Wildcats must put up points on an impressive Kansas State defense here tonight. Arizona State is will get the ball first as Kansas State. Arizona State did win the toss, I beg your pardon. They decided to take the ball and receive, so KSU is going to kick it away. Joe Ream to kick as we are set for the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, 25th play of this great bowl game. The weather's been perfect in San Diego, and as we say every time at this point of the game, why don't we live here? Another spectacular weather week. Will it be capped off by another fabulous game? Kickoff tumbles down to Josh Golden from the 4. Golden is hit hard and brought down at the 17-yard line. Lewis Lavender was at the bottom of the pile, and at the top, Jared Johnson helped stop for K-State. So there's the quarterback that Kirk was talking about a moment ago. What Walter's done this year is phenomenal in stats when you consider he wasn't the starter until 5 games into the season. The Coors Light starting lineup behind him. Very talented players who touch the ball. Mike Williams will be the feature running back. They don't run it very well. The fullback Carney, good in the pass game. McDonald outstanding. Lightfoot can get down the field. Pinkard's a top couple of round NFL draft pick at tight end. First down for Walter. Going to try a big shot down the field for Lightfoot. Incomplete. K-State knows Arizona State wants to challenge them deep, and you see it there from the very start. ASU's offensive line, no seniors up front. Crawford, left tackles back home. Hodgson, the right guard, maybe their best right now. Kansas State defense, toughest to score on in the nation.
Well, and I think starts up front because of how physical they can be. Keep an eye on number 30, Tank Reese. Arizona State is concerned with Tony Aguilar, their center, going up against Tank Reese because of how physical Reese can be.
2nd and 10 for Arizona State. From the 17, Walter got rid of it, but the pressure forced him to get rid of it a little sooner than he had hoped. 3rd down coming up. KSU's back 7, top 3 tacklers, the linebackers. They're all from Texas, and Buell and Hickman on the ends. They went to high school together. Lee, what about the defensive backs?
He's the best defensive back in the nation. A great cover guy, as good as they get when it comes to covering receivers.
Starting lineups, Kansas State and Arizona State. 3rd and 10 for ASU from the 17. Walter has time, has a lane to throw. It's complete for the first down to Skylar Fulton. The junior from the Northwest, Olympia, Washington, picked up 11, and the drive stays alive.
It's a big, big conversion here on 3rd and long. The 2 things happen. Number 1, very important for Arizona State to give their quarterback time to throw, and they did that in a situation where you knew Kansas State was going to come after, protecting Walter and then taking on one-on-one coverage. Fulton just sat to the outside, got off the man coverage for the first down.
From the 28. First running attempt of the game. It's Mike Williams, the junior, gets across the 30 and to the 32-yard line. Yards are going to be hard to come by in there. Bobby Walker, the free safety, walked on in. You guys have seen good defenses all year. When you look at the stats, you look at the film, you look at the faces and the bodies, Bill Snyder's bunch among the best in the nation.
Bob Elliott, the new defensive coordinator, has brought a lot of the principles he used when he was at Iowa also. I think he's got a great future. He's Bump Elliott's son, the great Iowa athletic director and former Michigan player.
2nd and 8 from the 31-yard line. 3 receivers. And Walter comes back to Skylar Fulton. Pushed out of bounds in the 39-yard line by the linebacker Josh Buell. He's right at the 1st and 10 line. Encouraging start for ASU to pick up a couple of first downs here. We talked about Kansas State's defense. Here are the stats to support that they are the best in the nation. Toughest to move the ball on. Very, very good against the pass. And you see the points per game, 10.6. And those point totals got even stingier as we got down towards the end of the season. They just dominated people. First down was picked up. Official line of scrimmage is the 40. Now it's the 38 as a couple of yard loss for Williams. Rashad Washington, the junior strong safety, came in there.
This is why I think it's important to get Arizona State. Just try to establish a little bit of a threat with the running game. Rashad Washington is the safety. He's number 2. Look where he's lined up. He's going to come right through there. You know, if they truly respected that aspect of the game and the balance of Arizona State, you would see these safeties moving inside and out. But when it's 1st and 10, Kansas State's going to cheat up into the line of scrimmage because of the fact they think they can own that part of the game.
Well, they go empty there. Walter had a rush it, incomplete for the tight end Pinkard. So maybe those are some of the things you'll see from Kansas State. How do you get those safeties out of the box a little bit? Empty
like
backfield.
That. But Mike and Kirk, there's an interesting thing psychologically. Here's the #1 defensive team in the nation, and Dirk Cutter takes the football when he wins a toss.
I was surprised.
Yes,
that's a statement.
But you know, that is absolutely a statement of, look, we're not afraid of you. We're going to throw the football at you, and we think we can score on you. Tremendous psychological step by Dirk Cutter, I think.
And I think one of the things, he mentioned matchups. I think you have to go away from Terrence Newman and go towards Jerry McLeod, number 5.
Walter looks that way, throws underneath, incomplete. Trying to come back to Skylar Fulton for the 3rd time. He was blanketed by Walker and Terrence Newman. Walker slow to get up. As Arizona State gets ready to kick the ball away.
And that brings up a 4th-down situation for the Sun Devils.
Kansas State had an outstanding special team season in terms of block kicks and kick returns. It's very important for Travis Brown to take care of business. Tim Parker, I should say, to take care of business. 2nd in the Pac-10 in punting this year. Terrence Newman, a spectacular return man, awaits. Tough to return this kick. Well covered, and it'll come down at the 20-yard line. Arizona State's Mason Unk, one of their best linebackers, is a fiend on special teams. He made that play. KSU touches the ball on offense for the first time.
In 1868, an American tradition was beginning, and Pacific Life was founded, both built on principles of persistence, performance, and strength. 135 years later, those beliefs still guide Pacific Life. It's how we help so many businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. For insurance, annuities, and investments.
Lots of Gina Lee, hanging with my friends and twins. I love burritos at 4 a.m., parties that never end, dogs that love cats, and twins. And I love you too. It's a love song.
Thrifty.com. Great cars, great rates, 24/7.
something wonderful about a hamburger. It's one of the few things that brings so much joy. Made fresh, hot off the grill, all juicy and delicious with fresh toppings so it tastes great. It lifts your spirits and makes everything okay. That's the kind of hamburger we make. Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. It's better here. And our pickup window's open till midnight or later, so you can eat great even late.
Thrifty.com. Great cars, great rates, 24/7.
Holiday greetings to you from Pacific Life in Newport Beach, California. We hope you're enjoying tonight's game between the Kansas State Wildcats and the Arizona State Sun Devils. We're proud to be associated with the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, celebrating its 25th anniversary of tremendous games and incredible finishes. Congratulations to both teams and their great fans for earning this trip to play in San Diego. If you look at the principles that apply to great football, persistence, performance, and strength, these have been the cornerstone of our business since our beginnings 135 years ago. And they are a solid foundation for our matchup with this prestigious Holiday Bowl event. In addition to the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, Pacific Life is also proud to sponsor the Pacific Life Open Tennis Tournament and the Pac-10 Men's Basketball Tournament. We're committed to supporting these and many other major sports events. On behalf of all of us at Pacific Life, happy holidays and enjoy the rest of the game.
Back at Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego, the Arizona State quarterback, Andrew Walter, picked up a couple of first downs and 21 yards on an 8-play opening drive. But now, after the punt, Kansas State will take over at its own 22-yard line. Kansas State, for those of you who did not see a lot of the Wildcats, 10-2 this season. They run it 3 out of every 4 plays. So when they do their work, it's behind a big, impressive offensive line. Their quarterback's a junior, El Roberson, who had a 200-plus yard rushing game against Nebraska earlier this season. Darren Sproles, a little mini-mite of a back, takes it out to the 27-yard line. 5-yard first down pickup. We mentioned Roberson, his terrific rushing numbers. Has a chance to get a 1,000-yard season with just a decent game tonight. Might even do it on this drive. He's improved as a passer. Sproles closed the season with 8 straight 100-yard games. Wilson, a good blocking fullback. Taco Wallace leads the team in catches. James Terry takes it deep down the field. An imposing, improving tight end, Thomas Hill. There's Wilson to block. Sproles behind the line of scrimmage. The guy who made the play in coverage, Mason Unk, on the punt a moment ago with -2 there. The offensive line that they got through, 5th in the nation in running, where they need the tough yards behind Barnett and Leckie on the left side. Leckie first team all Big 12. ASU's defense led by the nation's sack king.
Number 48, Terrell Suggs, is the defensive end, is the Pac-10 and NCAA sacks record holder. He does it with great speed coming off the corner. Every time it's a long yarded situation like now, keep your eye on number 48.
3rd and 7. There is Suggs, top of your screen. Roberson to throw. Here comes Suggs from behind. He got a piece of the ball. They don't say it's a, oh, they do say incomplete pass. Boy, I thought Suggs got a piece of it. Maybe the arm was coming forward. The referee says incomplete forward pass, and it will be 4th down. But right away, you see the impact of Terrell Suggs. He came off the corner, and he beat Thomas Barnett easily.
But Suggs does it with unbelievable speed and quickness. When we asked the defensive coaches who's the best player they all said Terrell Suggs, and that was a perfect example of Kirk, of his first step quickness. This guy's going to be a great pro.
Great pro, and I think he's gotten a lot stronger, which has helped him this year. That ball looked like it got deflected before the arm started to come forward. I think that's a fumble.
Travis Brown's a punt. Arizona State looks like they're coming after it, so K-State brings in Randy Jordan off the corner to help protect. Tackling back with it, spun around to the 40, keeps the return alive. Still in the 44, special teams tackle by Henry Bryant, the defensive end. 35-yard punt, just a 4-yard return, but good field position for Arizona State.
Sometimes the toughest call for an official, because it happens so fast, is to see if that ball gets knocked out of his hands. His arm started to come forward, but it was, you know, almost have to sit there and look at it one more time in slow motion to find out. As his arm started to come back, the ball got deflected out of his hand. But the motion of the arm coming forward, it's very difficult for a referee, even standing right there, to detect whether or not it was a fumble or an incompletion. Tough call for an official.
Officials look for the empty hand coming through, and that hand looked empty on the way through. First down, run for Williams, and Mike takes it just 4 yards against this stout Kansas State rush defense. Terrific day of college football. We got some terrific college hoop games tomorrow on ESPN. Kentucky, Louisville at noon Eastern. They wait all year for that game in the Commonwealth. Then at 2 Eastern, Texas Tech and Bobby Knight back to the Big Ten on the tabletop at Williams, taking on Minnesota. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Keyword college basketball. And then Bobby Knight's old team, Indiana, takes on Temple right after that. So terrific triple header of college hoops tomorrow on the network.
Mike, I worked at 2 of those schools, Louisville and Indiana, both of them great basketball schools.
2nd and 9. Walter puts some air under it. Intercepted by Bobby Walker. Oh, you can see the receiver, Skylar Fulton, pulled up. Looks like he injured his hamstring. Couldn't go after it. And Walker comes up with his 6th interception of the season.
Walter got back and threw this to a point on the post corner. And you're right. As soon as Fulton made the cut to the outside, he came up limp on his hamstring. And that's something that's very, very painful. Watch him make the cut, and right then he has to give up on it. But once he gave up on it, Bobby Walker went out and made the interception. Bobby Walker always seems to be in the right spot this year for Kansas State. A lot of interceptions.
Dr. Jerry Punch down on the sideline. Doc will check in with him right away. So the interception thrown by Walter. It happens when you're in a throwing offense like this and such a young player. But Fulton was a big part of the offense in the early going. Threw to him 3 times. Out of the gun for Roberson. Designed run for L. And he'll gain just a few yards. Arizona State's defense going to need a big performance from these 7 players. They play a 4-2-5 on the Coors Light starting lineups. Solomon Bates, when we see option number 1's eyes are going to be big and wide and open coming after his man. And Kirk, the safeties, boy, they have to be big this evening.
Keep an eye on 39, Alfred Williams, and 30, Jason Shivers. The safeties are going to be up at the line of scrimmage trying to take away L. Roberson on the option. Shivers and Williams are both very, very physical. They almost act as linebackers the way they play them in this scheme.
2nd and 9. Roberson gives it to Sproles. The 5'7", little power guy gets it out across the 30 and to the 32-yard line. We alluded to Darren Sproles earlier. They were talking about him in the studio all during our doubleheader today. First 2 games. 1,347 yards. 8 consecutive 100-yard games. And that's against some pretty good teams in the Big 12. You know how good the Big 12 is. When you bang off all in conference play, 8 straight 100-yard games. Don't need to say more than that. 3rd and 4. Option, Sproles. Stopped. 3 and out, ×2.
As we talked about in the opening of the show, the key to Arizona State's defense will be 1st and 10 stuffing them. Again, there was a perfect example. They made 1 yard on 1st and 10. That time they stopped them. The last time they made 3 yards on 1st and 10, they stopped them. They stopped them twice because they've stuffed them 1st and 10, Kurt.
I like the way they're playing the option, too, mixing it up. That time they decided to attack, take the ball away from L. Roberson, force the pitch, and then they had 2 players in the alley there to take away the running of Darren Sproles.
ASU may get a chance at blocking a kick tonight. Travis Brown gets it away. Justin Taplin awaits from the 26. Second time he spun to try to get away from people. Has some space on that far side. Taplin pushed out of bounds at the 40. A good athletic play by the starting defensive back Newman, who punched it out of the way, but it went out of bounds. Punt was 42. The return 15. Walter and the Sun Devils back on the field after this.
The persistence of 135 years of experience. The performance that has enabled us to work with more than half the Fortune 500. The strength of one of the largest financial services companies in America. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life.
Your true, authentic sports sedan is finally here.
Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
220 horsepower Mazda 6.
What have you been up to, Mr. Moneybags?
It's okay. I put it on the credit card.
Those interest charges are going to get us.
Don't worry. It's our new Capital One No Hassle card.
The Capital One No Hassle card has the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
What's a wallet?
For men, every morning it's the same routine. The desperate search for a way to relieve the pain after shaving. Finally, there's a better way to soothe your skin. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm is an advanced blend of moisturizers and vitamins that soothe and actually improve your skin. Nivea for Men, more evolved skincare.
What is wrong with you?
The flyby, the F-18, some of the spectacular pregame pageantry at the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, as seen from the Goodyear blimp. This is the newest Goodyear blimp, Spirit of America. Christened last year, based out here in Southern California, in Carson, California. Goodyear built its first blimp in 1925 and currently operates 3 airships. You know, it's a big night when the Goodyear blimp is with us. Great to be here at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego for the 25th Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. 2 possessions for each team. Only first downs picked up by Arizona State on its opening drive. The sophomore quarterback Walter gives to their junior running back Mike Williams, who takes it out to the 44, about 3 yards. Arizona State's explosive, but they're not a good running team.
No, and I think the Kansas State is trying to force them to run the football. They're sitting back here early in the game with some of their zone principles, saying, you know what, we're going to try to keep things in front of us. Make them either hit the pass underneath or make them run the football. Now, they've mixed in some man-to-man, but for the most part, they've sat back in zone and have forced Andrew Walter to try to throw the ball underneath or run the ball.
2nd and 7. 4 receivers out of base personnel. Their fullback and running back split out. It's caught underneath by McDonald. First touch of the night. Terrence Newman there to trace him across the field and take him down. Here's Doc with an update on Arizona State's receiver.
And Michael Skylar Fulton, we saw him pull up a moment ago with a possible hamstring. He came to the sidelines, and Perry Edinger had him on the table there. They got him back on the table once again. That's Perry trying to stretch out that left hamstring on Skylar Fulton. The problem is, guys, it has cooled off here so much in the last 30 to 45 minutes. We've already seen an official go down with a hamstring. We have an alternate official in, and now one of the starting receivers, Skylar Fulton. I would doubt, and I would say I would seriously doubt, with that hamstring pull, he could be very effective here for the remainder of the night.
Jerry Punch on the sidelines. Doc gives that report every year at this game. It gets cool quickly. 3rd and 5. Beautiful throw by Walter. Caught by McDonald. First down. We can talk a lot of things about this quarterback. The first thing that everybody sees is his arm, and leads very good.
And not only that, Kirk, we talked to Dirk Cutter about him yesterday, and he said he's going to get nothing but better. Watch his form this time. See mechanically. Not bad. He's still throwing a little bit off that front leg, but Dirk told us with a year off and throwing the football every day, this guy's going to be sensational.
Well, he's only a sophomore. That's what Dirk indicated to us. The mechanics slowed down the process for Andrew Walter. He would have been the starter because of his ability early in the year, but he had to wait until about the 5th game to really step forward.
Play action pass. A flag is down as Walter's down. He's sacked by the Tank. Tank Reese, the senior, who had 2.5 sacks this year, the emotional leader at 5'11", 280. Just a little old tough guy in there. We'll check the marker. It is offside on K-State, so Arizona State will have 1st and 5.
The other thing you're going to find when you watch Andrew Walter throughout this game is how live his arm is.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Lemonnier, Big Ten officiating crew.
And when he drops back to throw, and he's going to need time to throw, but when he drops back to throw and he has time, watch how the ball just comes out of his hand and it's able to really just effortlessly throw the football downfield. Reminds me, and I think other people in the Pac-10, I think, see the same thing. When Drew Bledsoe was a sophomore, early as a freshman or as a sophomore, he looked a lot like what you see tonight from Andrew Walter.
Put it in the hands of Akeem Hill, the speed of Kansas State's defense. There to deter that. Bobby Walker has been around the ball a few times, along with Terry Pierce, were there to make the play.
Getting back to Walter, and one thing that's very important, he's going to be an excellent quarterback, but it's imperative, I mean imperative, they get a running back. They have to get somebody besides Mike Williams and Akeem Hill who can break the game wide open. If they get some balance, can you imagine how good this kid's going to be? They're going to be sensational, but they need a runner.
Maybe Hill or Williams or Candidate, these are all young backs. Maybe they can advance in the future to give them that balance that all quarterbacks need.
2nd and 10. Looking for McDonald on the right side. Sean couldn't hang on. One of the things, when you have a Sean McDonald who's caught 76 balls, it's no surprise. Hey, Martha, they're going to come after 81 and throw him the ball. So how do you get him open? That was one example there.
They're going to put him in different positions within formations. Instead of just keeping him at the slot and motioning him on one side, they're going to move him across the field, try to get him into the matchup that they like, as opposed to what Kansas State wants to dictate. So McDonald there, that was there. He was open underneath the zone for the first down. He just dropped the ball.
As you saw on the sideline, Dirk Cutter with his play sheet. Dirk Cutter is one of 10 head football coaches in the country that is his own offensive coordinator. He draws up the plays and he calls them.
See what he's pulled out for 3rd and 10 for receivers. 5 in the pattern. Walter, not the fastest guy on the planet, took a shot at the 40-yard line. Bobby Walker came in to finish him off after Pierce and the other linebackers started. 3 yards shy of the first down, and they will kick it away.
On the tackle.
Here, he knows it's coming. The pressure is going to come on 3rd down and long. I think he steps up at the right time. The pressure is going to come from the outside. He steps up. You're right. He's not the fleetest of foot at this point, but he does try to pick up some yards, and he's almost got him in a position here to get the first down. 4th and 3.
That guy is fast. Terrence Newman, 6th in the country in punt returns. Don't figure to get a chance to return one from the 40. Parker tries to keep him inside the 10, and he turned it down perfectly. It's like backing up a wedge at the TPC of Scottsdale. 38-yard punt, 98 yards of field to drive. Kansas State still looking for its first down of the night.
No reason why that ball should have gone through Buckner's legs. There's no reason why any of the runs before that should have been scored. There's no reason why the Mets should have even been in the World Series. No reason why they should have won 108 games. They were outmanned by the Red Sox. The Red Sox had the most dominating players in baseball. The numbers had almost become sublime. There are numbers that are actually bigger than baseball. Laws of probability that supersede the rules of statistics. Things that are even bigger than the curse of the Bambino. Things that say that if you call heads 100 times in 100 seasons, that one of those times it's going to have to land heads.
We quick sear cuts of T-bone. Yep. Sirloin, strip. Served with onion on top, some lettuce and tomato. Basically what we're grilling here is a steak dinner in convenient burger form.
Steak and Shake now accepts credit cards, so when you get your steak burger, you can put it on plastic. Of course, we're still gonna put it on real china.
Steak and Shake.
One special day, one act of kindness, one more child who doesn't have to go without.
Hi, I'm Bruce Lucia. I'm Major Broom.
And I'm Shirley Franklin. This year, help Kroger and the Salvation Army. Spread the joy of the season by bringing an unwrapped toy or gift to your local Kroger.
Thank you for making a difference this holiday season.
Happy holidays.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, presented by Pacific Life, offering insurance, annuities, and investments. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life, and in part by the all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6 sports sedan, and by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold down easy.
The last 4 Pacific Life Holiday Bowls have been decided by 5 points or less. We've seen some great games from this beautiful stadium over the last few years. Long field for El Roberson, the junior quarterback out of Baytown, Texas. K-State drive start from its own 3.
They got to be careful with Robertson. He went 91 yards for a touchdown this year. He's got the speed to outrun anybody on that Arizona State team.
Well, the fear you have when you put so many guys at the line of scrimmage to stop him, if he breaks through the initial surge, he's gone.
They're going to throw from their own 3 on first down. Try a big shot down the field. Separation for Taco Wallace, but incomplete. He's involved in coverage with Brett Hudson on the corner. Now, Roberson, the quarterback, Kirk, we mentioned he's approaching 1,000 rushing yards on the season.
Well, he is a quarterback that has matured greatly from a year ago. He's always had incredible physical talent. Anybody who has watched his career over the years in Manhattan knows that. But I think what has changed this year is his commitment to the game. He's made an effort to study the game, study not only his offense, but the defense on the other side. And it's really helped him to become more consistent. I think this game tonight is a showcase for him to show the nation that he should be one of the guys next year for the Heisman.
He runs it on his own, gets only to the 5-yard line. That's the 3rd time we've called Mason Unk, 52, who joins Josh Amobi, 55. The linebacker is very active for ASU early on.
And they're trying to take away that option in that running game and force the deep throw, which you just saw Kansas State go to. But I really mean that. You don't want to overhype this game or this moment for this kid, but this is one of the first times tonight, the whole year, that El Roberson has had a chance to show the nation how good a player he is and the kind of year that he's had.
3 receivers to the near side. The tight end Hill is the only one on the left. He stays into block on Suggs. Roberson good on the run. Pass is caught for the first down at the 16 by James Terry. It's the first Kansas State first down on the night.
And the reason he made the first down is El Roberson's athletic ability. That time the offensive line completely broke down. Terrell Suggs was in there. Everybody's chasing him. And Roberson threw a rope, I mean a shot on the run, Kirk. That was the most impressive throw I've seen him make in a couple of years. That was a nice throw.
Well, he's got arm strength, and I think he just showed his shoulders weren't quite turned all the way, but he still had enough zip on the ball to get it in there for the first down.
After 11 yards.
They're going to have to check against it. I mean, Arizona State, Mike, they're putting everybody up at the line of scrimmage. They're playing man-to-man on the outside. They're going to have to take some chances out there.
Roberson to throw.
There you go.
Incomplete. Should have been caught by Thomas Hill, the junior tight end out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their first 8 plays, a total of 11 yards. 11 yards on the last play. It was James Terry, the intended receiver, not Thomas Hill.
And Arizona State's smart enough to realize coming into this game, what the heck? Well, let's play our style. Let's get up into the line of scrimmage. We respect their physical running game, the option game. Let's try to take that away and make them have to go to the passing game to give ourselves a chance to win this game. They're just trying to take away the strength of Kansas State. So far, early in the game, they've been able to do that.
We got Sproles, the running back, down here at the bottom of the screen. Roberson will throw. Incomplete. That one was intended for Thomas Hill. No flag coming. The cover by Jason Shivers, a sophomore out of South Mountain High School in Phoenix. Top tackler on this team last year. Top tackler on this team this year.
You think he can run? 100-meter champion of state of Arizona. If you watch him here, Shivers moves back in good football position and then he gets a good break on the ball and immediately goes over the top. That's a good defensive play to keep him having pass interference call. Excellent athletic play right there by Shivers, number 30.
Suggs the pass rusher, 3rd and 10. He looks to the quarterback. Roberson tries to screen. Incomplete. And the big story early here, folks, is this Arizona State defense that gave up points aplenty. They gave up 29 a game. Right now, they're hanging in there and getting the job done.
They almost have an attitude. Looks like they're playing, we have nothing to lose. Let's go out there. Nobody expects us. Nobody's talking about us. Let's go out and make some plays and have some fun. That's what they've done here in these first 3 series.
Brett Guy, the defensive coordinator, told us that they were definitely going to play 1st and 10 and then force these guys into a passing situation. Right now, congratulations, Arizona State's Brent Guy, defensive coordinator.
We're going after him.
Zone pressure. Travis Brown gets it away. Nice kick. Turned it over. Taplin will catch it midfield. Spins again. Memo to Taplin. Stop spinning.
Get what you can.
Go forward. Get your yards.
Go forward, man.
34-yard punt. 1-yard return from beautiful San Diego, California. No score.
authentic sports sedan is finally here.
Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
The all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6.
Come on, you can do it. Just 30 seconds of Listerine, twice a day. Sure, it's a little intense, but think of all the germs you're killing. Listerine even kills the germs that can cause plaque and the gum disease gingivitis. That's right, you're fighting plaque and gingivitis every time. Keep it up, keep it up. Don't wimp out now. There. See? You can handle it. Germs can't. Listerine. Worth the time, every time.
Chris Brown and Colorado battle Anthony Davis and the Badgers. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Alamo Bowl presented by MasterCard. Saturday at 8 on ESPN.
Scoreless here in San Diego at the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Bowl games continuing. And this is an end for this man, Ced Dempsey, the head of the NCAA. He is moving on. The final official act at an intercollegiate sporting event for Ced Dempsey is here at the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. He's going to move to La Jolla for his post-NCAA days. Pass by Walter is caught by the fullback, Mike Carney.
It's a wise man. It's a good move.
Come out to La Jolla. See, I asked if he's teed up. He said, I have a few golf course options already.
Man.
Said that's a position where you can get no credit because of the many, many hurdles, but Ced has done a lot for intercollegiate athletics at all levels, not just football and not just men's sports, ladies sports as well. And our hats off to Ced and hope that keeps it in the fairway out here in La Jolla.
He's done a nice job with Title IX. Very good, Mike.
2nd and 6. Matt Miller, the move man. It's in the hands of Mike Williams. That play's not going anywhere. Andrew Shaw, junior out of Webb City, Missouri, who had 9 sacks on the year, came off his end.
It seems like every time we talk about a defense that can flow and that can really run, we always talk about these offenses are making a mistake trying to bounce the ball to the outside. There's just too much speed. In that case, Schull just beat his man. Schull is one of the better players in the Big 12 Conference playing off the edge. He's a junior. He'll be back next year, 2nd team all-conference, and he can beat you with speed and he can beat you with brute strength. He's a great player.
3rd and 10, needing to get to the 39 to keep the drive alive. Pressure. Walter lost the football. He got it back. Schull again. We mentioned his 9 sacks, and you see some of his speed coming off the end. Nearly forced a turnover. Does force a punt.
This is what he can do. When, we just saw him make a play against the run, and now you're going to see him get to the outside. We've been talking about Suggs and his speed. Well, Schull has that combination of power and speed as well to get right around Chaz White, who's a true freshman. He went right around him with just a speed rush and got to the quarterback to knock him down.
Chaz White is probably the best athlete on the football team as a true freshman, but that time, Mike, he didn't take the right step. He took a step with his left foot instead of backing up with his back foot. That's why he got a
Tim Parker gets the kick away. 33 yards. Newman to the 22. Well covered by ASU. They have some good players on their special teams, like Jason Shivers, who made a big tackle earlier. Leading tackler on this team makes the stop. Capital One Bowl Week continues tomorrow. 2 games on ESPN2. Sold out in Charlotte for the Continental Tire Bowl. West Virginia taking on a Virginia team that's lost its last 4 bowl games. Then in prime time here on ESPN, the Alamo Bowl presented by MasterCard. 2 teams that love to say, you take it, you run it right into the defense. Colorado, Wisconsin, as Capital One Bowl Week continues only on ESPN.
Interesting that Lee Evans from Wisconsin decided he'll come back to school next year, and he was at a decision last year whether or not to leave for the NFL, had the injury, and will come back next year. But you're right, this year it's all about running the ball for both the Badgers and the Buffaloes.
Taco Wallace laid on the field. First down, Sproles goes left to Lee Corso. There's another first down play that doesn't go anywhere. -3 on that first down. Mason Unk, 4th tackle of the heck of a game.
as we watch the inside pursuit. Now, the reason why they're playing well in here is that everybody is taking one of the offensive linemen and covering them up so Unk can come up to the inside. The key so far to me, it looks like the Arizona State smaller line is quicker than Kansas State expected. Kansas State on first down averaging less than 1 yard, sweethearts.
Pressure Suggs! The leading sack man of the season gets number 23.
Just playing out speed. He is getting a heck of a jump off of the snap, just going right around Barnett. It's not fancy, it's just anticipation of the snap count and overall tremendous quickness and speed by Terrell Suggs.
Last year, we had a scoreless opening quarter. This year, we have a scoreless opening quarter. Last year, we had 37 points between Washington and Texas. The defense is saying, no, 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 not this year. After what? The ASU fans are feeling it. No score in San Diego.
Big Monday, presented by Bud Light, returns January 6th on ESPN.
The persistence of 135 years of experience. The performance that has enabled us to work with more than half the Fortune 500. The strength of one of the largest financial services companies in America. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life.
Has that cold settled in your nose and throat?
It's awful.
Then let's erase these distractions and focus on your problem. That's what this new Alka-Seltzer Plus Nose and Throat does. It focuses on all these symptoms. Its concentrated medicine quickly dissolves and is ready to start working instantly, relieving your toughest nose and throat symptoms fast.
Thanks, I feel like myself again.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Nose and Throat. And now Alka-Seltzer Plus is back in its classic seltzer flavor.
Your true, authentic sports sedan is finally here.
Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
The all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6.
Now there's a better way to soothe your skin after shaving. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm has advanced moisturizers and vitamins to soothe and improve your skin. Nivea for Men. More evolved skincare.
Own Bloodwork on DVD and video. FBI agent Terry McCaleb is the best. What do you have? And that's exactly who the killer wants to play with.
You and me, we're like Cain and Abel.
From Academy Award-winning director Clint Eastwood, Bloodwork. Own it on DVD and video.
Back at the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl with Dr. Jerry Punch, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Mike Tirico. A scoreless opening quarter. Kansas State struggling offensively against the one unit that was spoken of the least in the lead up to this game. An Arizona State defense that has held KSU to 14 plays, 6 yards, and just 1 first down.
And this is the situation we talked about in the pregame. 3rd and long. They're going to send Ned Suggs from the other side. Now this time, Mike Kirk, he's playing on the left side. Last time he was on the right side, so he's going to try the right tackle this time, Mike Johnson and Billy Miller.
3rd and a quarter of the field, quick count. Roberson in trouble, put it up for grabs, incomplete. Roberson was running for his life. And they'll kick it away from their own end zone.
He moved off to the right, and Thomas Hill, the tight end. This isn't a tackle, it's the tight end. Thomas Hill, Darren Sproles is going to help out as a running back, and also they're going to use the offensive tackle, Billy Miller. Here's actually number 84 got into the mix, the tight end. Look at Sproles trying to help out. Barnett, they had 3 essentially blockers trying to contain Terrell Suggs, and they couldn't do it.
Pressure on here for Travis Brown. Just enough space. They're calling in reserves. 10 are coming after it. peel back for return. Good hang time. Taplin from the 40, tap dancing and brought down. A terrific open field play by who else? Terrence Newman, who is the Thorpe Award winner, best defensive back in the country. The punt was 35, the return just 2. Well, we mentioned Kansas State was the biggest favorite coming into this bowl season, and I think a lot of people are surprised here in the early going. What about you guys?
Well,
go ahead.
First of all, I was very surprised by the head football coach, Dirk Cutter, taking the football right away and saying to the #1 defensive team, we're not going to back off. And I think that rubbed off in his whole football team.
Yeah, still have the scarf and the jacket on. You're right. I am very, very surprised by the effort of Arizona State in this game. The field position has really played to their favor. They just got to go out now and try to capitalize. Look at this. They're starting at the 38 with Kansas State.
And they're going to take a shot. Walter stepping up. Can't get away from K-State's defensive line. That time Thomas Houchin, the junior from Sanger, Texas, comes up with his 2.5 sack of the season.
I have a recommendation for Andrew Walter and the Arizona State offense. Forget the play action, because when they play action, nobody in America knows they're going to run the football because they can't run it, and the defensive linemen just run right back and tackle the quarterback. I'd say maximum protection. Will you, Kirk? Somehow.
Yeah, maximum protection. But sometimes, as you know, with that play action fake, it's not necessarily to hold anybody. It's more so that the blocking scheme just calls for the play action fake behind it.
Forget about it.
2nd and long. Quick hit to Darrell Lightfoot. Speedy sophomore out of Corvallis in Oregon. Picked up 9. We'll have 3rd and about 6 coming up.
It's really interesting that Kansas State is forcing Arizona State to be patient. You know, this is a big play offense that Dirk Cutter has been able to put together. Last year in his first year, they had 29 pass plays of 20 yards or more. This year, they've had 54 pass plays of 20 yards or more. So teams that defend Arizona State without that running game that you're talking about, they want to take away the deep throw and keep everything underneath and make them kind of play with their left hand.
McDonald, the move man, looking for him. Walter throws underneath instead. First down. That's Derek Hagan at the 23-yard line. True freshman from California out of Palmdale. They pick up 11.
Well, that's exactly what I was talking about. Forget the play action. What they did is they zone blocked the entire front line. Watch them. They'll all stay right there, nice to them. They keep in the tight end, and they block the back. That's exactly what you got to do to kick that ball off, Kirk, because I tell you what, that play action stuff ain't going to work.
Right, and Hagan, I think, is one of the more promising young receivers on the roster.
Yeah.
Freshman has had a great year this year, and that time did a nice job, not only the protection, but finding an open area there to pick up that first down.
Matt Miller, a redshirt freshman receiver in motion. Play action. Walter needs to get rid of it, put it up for grabs. Incomplete. Just trying to throw it somewhere where nobody could chase it down. Mike Pinkard, the tight end, was the intended receiver, but was blanketed by that man, Bobby Walker, who has the interception from earlier. Spectacular look from the blimp in San Diego. The Holiday Bowl parade today was absolutely perfect weather. Temperature near 70. I don't think we've seen a cloud for 2 days.
No.
We always talk about the BCS games and the value of the other bowls. This bowl is the most enjoyable trip for the kids of all these postseason games. Right up there with the Capital One Bowl in Orlando. Walters' 15th pass of the night. It's an end zone shot for McDonald, but incomplete. We talk about Terrence Newman all the time, but that doesn't mean he's the only guy on KSU's defense that can cover.
That, I think, has been the big storyline for Kansas State this year. When they came together this year with a new defensive coordinator, everybody knew about Newman, but players like Jerry McLeod have stepped up. He's played wide receiver until this year. So they had to break in 3 new defensive backs to go along with Newman. And coaches have told us that early in the year it was probably a little bit of an inconsistent part of the defense, and it's developed into now a strength of this defense. The secondary is really, really playing well by the end of the year.
Needing to get to the 14 for a first down. Justin Taplin in motion. Walter sets the screen back to the other side. Williams has room. 15. And down to the 8. First and goal, Arizona State. That fast-flowing Kansas State defense gashed for 15 yards.
Boy, What a call here on 3rd and long. Kansas State's had a lot of success at putting pressure. Going to roll out, get the defense to flow this way. And it's very key to get everybody to flow this way. All your receivers are off to the right. Then they decide to throw it back to Williams. Look at the convoy of blockers. Kansas State is very, very fortunate that they were able to stop that. If it weren't for Terrence Newman getting through those blockers, Mike Williams walks into the end zone.
First and goal for ASU. Williams tries the left side. Down to the 6. Yards are going to be tough to come by against this Kansas State defense down here. When you talk about red zone productivity, when you see a good red zone team, you usually see a team that's pretty good with the run. Arizona State only scored touchdowns on half their visits into the red zone, and then that dovetails with what they cannot do, rushing the ball.
Well, that's because of the fact when they have the ability to run the ball, you keep everybody inside, then you can throw outside. You see them now, right? If I was Arizona State right now, I'd run some kind of post corners or something. Get the ball to the wideouts, one-on-one, block everybody else. Don't get sacked, young man.
2 tight ends, 2 receivers. He throws for Taplin. Separation.
Yeah.
Score. Touchdown. Sun Devils. McDonald not on the field there, and they go to Taplin, the senior out of Tempe, for his 3rd touchdown of the season. Matt Cooper holds. Jay Breckenridge snaps. Mike Barth didn't miss an extra point all year. The only kicker in the Pac-10 that's true about. Justin Taplin, academics the freshman year, he was ineligible, suspended until he could get his focus on academics the next year, has gotten on board with the program of Dirk Cutter, and he caps off an 8-play, 38-yard drive with the first touchdown of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Walter, 4 of 6 on the drive. Arizona State leads 7-0.
In 1868, an American tradition was beginning, and Pacific Life was founded. Both built on principles of persistence, performance, and strength. 135 years later, those beliefs still guide Pacific Life. It's how we help so many businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. For insurance, annuities, and investments, rely on the strength of Pacific Life. Proud sponsor of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
Mark and Karen have twins. They use their Discover card because it pays them for the things they buy. So far, they've earned a cashback bonus award of $140. It's money they use to pay for a special night out and an emergency 24-pack. Discover card. Why not get paid for the things you buy anyway?
I painted the playoff sign here. It's the most wonderful time of the year. With Super Bowl dreaming and cheerleading, screaming, big blazing cold beer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the playoffs.
8-play, 38-yard drive for the score. And guys, when we were talking during commercial, the defensive pressure, Terrell Suggs up front, the 3rd down, just throw the ball away, made it a short field after the punt. And the opportunity for Taplin to score the touchdown.
You don't know how many times you're going to have that kind of field position starting at the 38-yard line. You've got to at least come away with a field goal in a game like this. And the fact that they were able to put points on the board was very big. And also, they came into this game hearing that Kansas State was going to kill Arizona State. So for them to score early and their defense playing as well as they are, that's big psychologically.
Well, they started off psychologically by challenging, by taking the ball, and they're an 18-point underdog, so they said, forget about it. Let's go after them. 1st and 10, still the most important down for Arizona State.
Greg Perrott with the kickoff, too deep to take back, and caught for a touchback by Darren Sproles. For those of you who might just be joining us, 3.5 into this second quarter. Here's our Pacific Life game track. Arizona State getting on the board first for just the 5th time this year, thanks in part to the defense. Terrell Suggs, the nation's leader, has a couple of sacks here in the opening quarter plus, and the touchdown moments ago to Justin Taplin, the senior. And the big play on that drive was the screen pass on 3rd and 10 to the running back, Mike Williams, that gave them the opportunity.
Kansas State, I think, either has to try to get the ball to the outside on the option or get the ball thrown downfield. Arizona State is just attacking. Look at them. They have all 11 guys right now, 5 yards. Everybody at the line of scrimmage. They're trying to disguise and confuse El Roberson, but they've got to attack themselves. There's the option.
Option. Put it on the ground. Loose football. Who's got it? ASU says they have it. They do. A team that fumbled a lot. 35 times they put it on the ground, only losing it 16. Kansas State loses it there. Brian Montesanto had the recovery.
One of the things that El Roberson has done a better job of this year is running this option, protecting the ball. Watch 52, Unc. He's been playing well. He's been able to use great speed to get upfield. The other thing is they're mixing up their looks for El Roberson. Sometimes they're crashing down and taking him away, and other times they're sitting back and playing cat and mouse, messing with the rhythm of the option game.
First thing you got to remember, Arizona State went from last to first in the Pac-10 in turnovers because they could run better. That was an indication of their good speed.
Shot at the end zone maybe from the 16. Advantage of momentum. McDonald's in motion. They're going to run Akeem Hill up the middle. They're running the ball. Okay, guys. 5 yards to the 11-yard line. Dirk Cutter is a young program builder. He sensed what needed to change after that first season. It is so hard in a first season. It's like sleeping in somebody else's bed, wearing somebody else's clothes, eating out of somebody else's kitchen. You just don't feel comfortable, but now he kind of feels like it's evolving into his program.
Great last night we said, when you inherited this team, what did you recognize? He said, we were selfish team. They've learned to become more united, play as a team.
Similar play. That one is read by Rashard Washington. The strong safety was smelling Mike Williams and got that play. Maybe a yard. Down to Jerry Punch again.
Talking about the difference that Dirk Cutter has made with this football team. At the luncheon yesterday, I got to sit with he and some of his players, and I leaned over and asked a couple of players, Mason Unk, the linebacker, and a couple others, what the difference was this year. And they all three simultaneously, like they were singing the chorus, said the same word: chemistry. We all believe in each other. We all have chemistry. We're not nearly as talented as we were a year ago, but we believe we have the chemistry to win, and obviously it's showing here tonight.
3rd and 5, needing to get to the 7 for a first down. Underneath, it's caught, but what a stick on McDonald. My goodness, was that read by Bobby Walker. So active in this game. McDonald was trying to sneak underneath and get the first down, but the field goal unit will come on.
That's that jailbreak screen that I like so much. I keep telling Kirk I wouldn't want to defense that play, but I just found out how to play it. You get a guy like Bobby Walker, and you say, sing him, man. Wow, what a nice shot by Walker, 6'1", 196 senior.
Good kicker, Mike Barnes, senior out of Phoenix. Officially 26 yards. Good hold by Cooper, and Arizona State, double-digit underdog, double-digit lead. It's the 5th quarter in the last 50. The Kansas State's allowed 10 in one period.
The persistence of 135 years of experience. The performance that has enabled us to work with more than half the Fortune 500. The strength of one of the largest financial services companies in America. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life.
Okay, remember, we're just checking out prices.
So no matter what they say, we're not buying yet.
Right. What's running through your veins?
Ice water.
Right. Can't face it.
So with Circuit City's Price Match Plus, you're covered on price.
Well, take it.
Go ahead, take it. If you find a lower price within 30 days of purchase, we'll give you back 110% of the price difference. Circuit City, we're with you.
Nice game face.
You didn't even see it coming.
This thing you carry with you everywhere. This thing you obsess about and face ridicule for. This thing you're not sure that you'll ever be able to quit may have just met its match. Introducing the new Commit Lozenge, an FDA-approved medicine that has the power to help fight your addiction. Its medicine keeps working even after the lozenge is gone. You use less and less until you use none. Imagine if this thing were just a thing. The new Commit Lozenge, real power, real help.
Very surprising start to this Pacific Life Holiday Bowl as Arizona State has jumped out to a 10-0 lead. I mentioned the impressive performance defensively by Arizona State. We're seeing it from above at Qualcomm Stadium. From Goodyear, the aerial coverage, Goodyear and its fleet of airships reminding you to take all of life's journeys on the wings of Goodyear. Sun Devils this season, third in the Pac-10 behind Washington State and Southern California. Two bowl championship series teams, 8-5. Lost 3 of its last 4, but 2 of those losses were at Washington State and at Southern Cal. Their loss to California was disappointing, but they came back to win their rivalry game, one of the fiercest rivalries in the country, beating Arizona 34-20. Barak with the kickoff. Good, strong leg. Terrence Newman is advised by Sproles to settle down. I think it's odd for Kansas State to be outscored 10-0 in a quarter. Look at that. They are so dominant right throughout the game. And that fourth quarter lack of dominance is when Bill Snyder's called off the dogs in some of those games, like 64-0 at Kansas, 58-7 against Iowa State, 68-0 against Louisiana Monroe, 48-3 against Western Kentucky. So they have blown people out. This is a new world for them, being down 10.
I got another stat. Listen to this one. The last time they were trailing by any point was November the 17th, 2001 against Louisiana Tech. They were down 7-0. That was a span of 14 games, and they have never been behind this early. Good point, huh? We'll see.
And come back to 1.
Yeah, we'll see.
From the 20, here is Sproles. He gains just about 3 yards, and they're only averaging a half foot per snap. Not a half a yard, a half a foot per snap here tonight. That's why they're off to such a slow start.
And field position is always a big key. Special teams, and it seems like the ball has been towards the back end of the Kansas State field most of the game. Arizona State's average field position midfield. Kansas State starting at their own 19.
Good stuff right there. And that is the old-time football. That's the old-time football. Field position, kicking you.
2nd and 7. Roberson to throw. It's protected. Shot downfield for Newman. So Terrence Newman, who caught 1 ball this year in the very first game of the season, begging to get on the field offensively at different points this year, does here and gains 36.
Well, he told us in Orlando at the awards show, I got to get more involved with the offense. So he messes around in practice once in a while. You can see the speed that he has going right by R.J. Oliver, and he just kind of stuck onto the field. Nobody even saw it. 2nd and 6. He came off the sideline and just lined up out there at wide receiver and went right around Oliver for a big gain. And that's what they needed to do, take some of the pressure off of Al Roberson in this offense.
Stems the momentum a little bit. Sproles now giving some space. Spinning and moving. Sproles on his way to the end zone. Touchdown, KSU. Bang, bang, 43 and 41. The yards on back-to-back plays changed the texture of this game.
That simple little fade to Terrence Newman sometimes has a way of softening a defense. And the next play, Darren Sproles comes right at him with a big gain.
Darren Sproles made about 90% of that run by running away from everybody, but more important, breaking tackles.
Boy, he's strong, isn't he, for a little guy?
Look, Quentin Griffin, Oklahoma. The 2 best little running backs in the nation.
Sophomore Joe Ream, they struggled with kicking early in the season. That has settled down of late. Ream adds his 50th extra point of the season. For the 10th time this year, a touchdown run of 20 yards or more for Kansas State. Comes from a guy who found the end zone 16 times before. The Stars get KSU back into the game.
When it comes to consuming the majority of goods and services, homes wired for cable television are leading the way. A recent survey reveals that in the last 12 months, cable subscribers have purchased over 75% of new automobiles, domestic air travel, jewelry, toys, computers, and a whole lot more. As a business owner, can you afford not to be on cable? Call Cable Advertising of Metro Atlanta and put your advertising where your customers are.
And the countdown.
Happy New Year.
The Land Rover Holiday. Begin your journey at your Land Rover retailer where you'll find 4.9% APR on the 2003 Discovery S.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Presented by Pacific Life. Persistence, performance, and strength. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life. And in part by Saab. People who test drive a Saab usually buy one. And by Circuit City. We know how you feel. That's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you.
Couple of sweet big plays. The 41-yard touchdown by Darren Sproles probably would not have happened if not for the big pass to that man. The best defensive back in the nation this year, Terrence Newman, who had one other offensive snap. It was a 51-yard touchdown.
He gets on the field, things happen.
Both sides of the ball, right?
Maybe he's on to something.
10-7, returnable kickoff for Josh Golden from the 10. Some numbers here. Golden up the field. They've got an angle on him, but it'll be great field position for Arizona State. That's where they start all year.
That's where they start.
All night. Yeah. Right at midfield. Wow. 42 yards on that return. Golden's longest return of the season, Coach.
And Golden goes up the left side. It kind of makes everybody think he's going that way. Then makes a break to the outside. And the reason why I like this play, it gives them an opportunity to answer.
Yep.
Anytime you're an underdog and the favorite sticks you in the mouth, you got to come right back and hit him in the mouth with some big play. Wonderful return.
Some good blockings here to open up a huge alley for Golden.
From the 48, McDonald in motion. The fourth drive to start in Kansas State territory. There's a pass to Carney, the fullback. 7 to the 41. 2nd and 3 coming up. Chris Fowler, what can you add to our Pacific Life Holiday Bowl telecast?
Well, a report that a Big 12 team was upset earlier, Michael. Nebraska faked the punt, didn't work. Ole Miss took the lead. This was the desperation heave at the end of the game by Jamal Lord into the end zone. But making his second pick of the game is Doug Reeves. His streak of 40 winning seasons is over, and David Cutcliffe is the winningest coach in Independence Bowl history. So he's got that going for him.
Wow, it's a great win for Cutcliffe and Eli Manning. Now a decision to see if Eli will come back as the Big 12 gets knocked off in the bowl game for the first time this year. Confusion there. Hakeem Hill gets it, takes it forward. First down at the 35. What a stick by Terry Pierce. Mark May was telling you about Pierce during our first 2 games. You see the second leading tackler out of Fort Worth can bring it with some heat.
He is a big middle linebacker who can run and has a nasty streak. I mean, he's knocked out 3 quarterbacks this year, and I think he takes a lot of pride in the fact he's not out there to hurt people, but I think he secretly enjoys putting a big hit on not only quarterbacks but anybody he gets a chance to. He reminds me a lot of Al Wilson, who used to be at Tennessee.
Down run again. Hakeem Hill tries to get away from Rashad Washington. That's the 4th tackle Washington's made tonight, and he loses about a yard. The running back Hill is the son of former NFL player J.D. Hill and the younger brother of Khalil Hill, the former Iowa receiver, who's just hooked on the practice squad with the 2-13 or 3-12, excuse me, Detroit Lions.
It's interesting, from Iowa City, Iowa, and he's playing in Tempe, Arizona. Well, that's a good move.
Good move for both parties.
2nd and 11, 1 back. It's the fullback Carney. Pass situation for ASU. Maybe double reverse. Justin Taplin, what a play. Well read by Melvin Williams, senior out of St. Louis. It looked like pass, but Williams smelled out run and spilled them for a loss of 7.
It's the mark of a great defense is not being fooled by things like this. Look at Kansas State. They're flowing. They're aggressive. They're coming all over the place as far as the momentum of the defense. So sometimes it's a good way to slow them down. Screens, draws, reverses. But there is discipline there, and Williams is there to make the play.
We give Williams a good pop there because he kept going. That was the quarterback there trying to block.
No, yeah. Yeah, you're right. But if Williams didn't make the play, Washington was there, and Walker was there. There were plenty of bodies there, but he went right through poor Andrew Walter. He's only a sophomore. Give the guy a break.
He's a quarterback, too. He ain't going to get his head dirty. 3rd and 18. Nothing to the right. Trying to buy time to the left. Good pass, but incomplete to Darrell Lightfoot. Man, he has, what's the vernacular? A hose.
Yeah, right? Yeah. You didn't care. Charlie Whitehurst, I said, had the hose, and he said, you know, this guy can let it go, too.
This is like that big old 50-foot garden hose that never gets tangled, you know? It's just
I think some of the coaches said bazooka. This guy can let it go.
The thing was most impressive to me about it is that Andrew Walter was elected captain of the football team as a sophomore. That rarely, my friends, ever happens.
That's interesting. They do weekly captains, and then prior to the rivalry game against Arizona, they elect team captains for the rest of the year. And you're right, as a sophomore, that shows the leadership that he's provided this year.
Tim Parker's doing a nice job of giving Newman very little opportunity to return a kick. See that one right there? At the 6.
By the way, did you see 52 Unc coming down again? He's been everywhere.
I call Uncle. No more.
Kansas State better call Uncle.
NFL Countdown Team will prep you for football's fantastic finish. First, watch a special Saturday edition to get pumped for the NFC showdown between the Eagles and Giants.
Today's the day we find out what really is going to happen.
Then Sunday at 11.
Oh, that wacky AFC.
Preview all the games, including Miami's clash with New England.
I don't think you can take the Patriots out of this thing.
Sunday NFL Countdown, Saturday at 11:30 and Sunday at 11 on ESPN.
Let's do it.
next to it.
Oh, come on. Catch the ball before you run with it. Let's
Basketball 101. Basketball 101.
Touch somebody. Touch somebody now.
Oh, what are you doing? There you go. Just like we drew it up.
Come on. Tangled up with Roar.
Stay in the lane. Stay in the lane.
Knock him down.
Get out of the lane. No, just hit somebody. Go, Danny, go.
It's a disgrace. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Chris Brown and Colorado battle Anthony Davis and the Badgers. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Alamo Bowl presented by MasterCard. Saturday at 8 on ESPN.
Happy holidays from San Diego. 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Plenty of boats out and cruising today, so all the sails up.
Oh, beautiful. Fowler would have really enjoyed the view today.
You think Chris would have enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Bill Snyder is fine. Bill Snyder's team struggled to get going offensively with the two big plays back-to-back with Newman and Sproles. Leading to the touchdown. Well, much like last year, scoreless opening quarter and an offensive flurry in the second.
Arizona State started their familiar position right around midfield, and Kansas State starting at their familiar position deep in their own territory.
Seventh time KSU's had the ball, all inside their own 30. Roberson downfield shot, incomplete for James Terry. Well, they see what's being given to them. Now,
keep taking that shot. Keep taking that shot. I like it.
They took one with Newman, the defensive back, as a receiver coach on the last series.
The thing that impressed me about Terrence Newman here is watch him use a swing now. See that swing? Now, a receiver usually has to be taught that over a period of years. Terrence Newman did it naturally. He reminds me a lot of that kid, Chris Campbell. The kid, Gamble, you know, the kid for Ohio State?
Yeah, he does.
Watch him in the Fiesta Bowl because Chris Gamble can do the same thing against Miami.
Did you see Newman standing on the sidelines? Coach, for real. It's not really.
It's smelling chocolate chip cookies in the oven. Mom, ready?
I'm ready. Let me try the first one. I'm ready, Coach.
Yep.
Second and 10, Sproles. Kept the pile going. Whoa, what a shot to finish off the play. Playing to the whistle. Travis Wilson, the fullback.
I think it's so important. The reason that the fade that you just showed to Newman was so important is because of what it can set up. That's why they just went back to it again on 1st and 10 and missed it to Terry, because now you get a chance to get the ball to Sproles. Arizona State still, they have 10 guys up at the line of scrimmage, and with a good back like Sproles, once you break one tackle the way he did there, there's nobody left at the next level, and he's good enough to break a tackle and take it all the way the distance.
3rd and 4. This is what Kansas State is comfortable in. Keeps their option game in play, or they can throw. Wallace in motion. Roberson hit as he threw. That's why it was short. Intended for Taco Wallace. Roberson was level. They brought pressure from the second level in Josh Amobi.
Arizona State, outside of Terrell Suggs, it's pretty simple coming into this game. They feel confident with their matchups on the outside. They're saying our cornerbacks are better than your wide receivers, so we're going to play man coverage and come after El Roberson and attack the line of scrimmage. And right now you can't argue with it because it's working.
Travis Brown set to punt. Justin Taplin caught the touchdown earlier, ready to receive. Both gunners on the side are doubled. Would tell you they're setting up for a return. High kick, not very deep. 35 yards. Taplin from the 49. Brought down to the 42. And covered by Washington, the free safety. It's 5 tackles for him on the night. We mentioned the college basketball tomorrow. Kentucky and Louisville. They talk about this game all year in the Commonwealth. We'll see Patino and Tubby go head-to-head. And then the general, Bobby Knight, takes on Minnesota on the tabletop for Williams Arena. Follow that with Indiana and Temple. We're talking 3
serious hoops.
Back-to-back hoop games. As the non-conference season wraps up and we get set to settle into Big Monday, Super Tuesday, and ACC Wednesday on ESPN.
Love college hoops.
Good time of year. Walter on first down for the 42. Wants a shot downfield. It's caught by McDonald. Lost his footing at the 19. Almost almost could have taken it the distance. They sent one man down the middle, cleared out some space for the junior Sean McDonald. 23 on the passing catch.
This is an outstanding scheme. They're going to move McDonald around. They're going to try to find different ways to get him the ball. Here he's just going to use his speed to get into the open area in the zone, and he's able to get away from the safety, Rashad Washington. And that's a mismatch when you have McDonald running a 4-3 against a strong safety and Rashad Washington. He's going to win that battle every single time.
In the red zone again, Mike Williams got the corner, got to the 14-yard line, picked up about 5 yards. Lee mentioned it earlier, and Jerry brought up the point as well. Dirk Cutter is his own offensive coordinator. And it was funny. Our producer, Tom Archer, asked him in the meeting, hey, Coach, at any point do you see yourself giving up the offensive coordinator job? And it's like asking somebody to share a little bit of their dinner when they're hungry. No way. He loves the process of preparing to call plays in a game.
It's like asking a 4-year-old for some of his ice cream. You know, there's no chance. I mean, even when he eventually gives in, it's going to be tough for him to do that. He loves the involvement.
2nd and 4, Williams. Nice job of being patient. He will be just shy of the first down there at about the 9-yard line. They'll probably bring it out and measure. They're going to mark him shy of the 9. So we'll have 3rd and less than a yard coming up. And we'll talk about the process. It's something he's been involved with throughout his coaching career. Age 43, Arizona State, after successful years at Boise State, getting Boise State to 2 Big West titles under Mike Bellotti as the offensive coordinator at Oregon. Before that with Dan Henning at BC. Bob Stull at Missouri. When he was at Missouri, he went up against Bill Snyder's teams 4 different occasions. Hill pops it to the outside. Touchdown, Hakeem Hill. Fans who came across the pass from the desert in Tempe are certainly enjoying it. Hakeem Hill had 5 touchdowns on the season. The redshirt freshman pounds it in there. And Arizona State a chance to re-extend to double digits. Mike Barth, true on the try one more time. 17 points allowed in this quarter by Kansas State, the most they've allowed to anybody all season.
Here we are talking about Dirk Cutter and how innovative he is, how much he loves the offense. Watch this. Breaking the huddle real quick. Look at Kansas State. They're not ready for this. Breaks the huddle, gets to play at the line of scrimmage, gets the ball to Hill. And I don't think Kansas State's defense was able to react quickly enough to that huddle that Arizona State and Dirk Cutter elected to go with there.
But did you guys see what happened? They come out in the old Woody Hayes 3-back offense. And the key to that play was Mike Williams, number 3, blocked the end inside and allowed Hill to bounce to the outside. That was an old Woody Hayes play that he used to use years and years ago. Nice play.
You know how I am, Mike. We've talked about this, Lee. I love to watch players when they come on the sideline. Talking to people back at Iowa City, I love to see a team with camaraderie come off of the sideline and everybody's hugging each other, and it's not an individual thing. And that's what I think the difference in Arizona State this year. They don't have maybe have the talent that they had a year ago, but it's a team that genuinely cares about each other, and that's really helped them this year.
Very surprising start to this game. Well, anybody asks you all week out here, can they hang in it? I don't know. Exactly. Numbers don't tell you that. What is it Berman says? It's why they play the games. Terrence Newman. That's Unked again. Unked again with the play. A flag is down at the 10-yard line, so let's check it out. You can hear good sound, guys. Great job, special teams. With the 2nd flag in this entire game. A very well-played game. A lot of bowl games get sloppy early.
Personal foul, flipping on the return. After distance to the goal, first down.
So they'll go back to the 5, and Chris Fowler is here to tell you what's coming up the half. Chris?
Well, we got bowl highlights, Mike. You don't want any part of playing Ole Miss and Shreveport. We'll have highlights of that game, plus Oklahoma State, an offensive show for Rashawn Woods. And we'll look ahead to the Alamo Bowl, the Badgers and the Buffaloes tomorrow. That's all coming up when Trev and Mark join me at the break.
Badgers. All right, CF, we'll see you and the guys at halftime. Of course, Chris Lee and Kirk going to head on over to the Sun Devils neck of the woods in Tempe for our coverage of the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl on College Game Day and then the National Championship, the special edition of Game Day. You guys will have a great time out there. A terrific build-up for Miami and Ohio State. The championship game of the BCS. From the 5, Roberson hemmed in momentarily, got out to about the 8-yard line.
All right, one more look at the touchdown. Let's see why he gets in there. Watch number 3, Mike Williams, right here on the right side of your picture. Watch him as he goes in, and he hooks in the defensive end and allows Hill to bounce to the outside. You'll say, how did that guy get in there that quick? Well, it was the block of Williams that made that play go. Great play.
Ryan Hickman, the backer on that side, was the last line of defense on that side.
I just thought it was really interesting, though, and creative, the way they decided to break the huddle real fast, get to the line, quick count. I don't think Kansas State got in alignment to be able to defend that play properly.
2nd and 7. Sproles through the defense. Ball came out. They say no. Down. He's a live football, and it's recovered by Arizona State. We thought he was down for a second, but they said no, that ball was live, and it was a fumble. Arizona State had it. The ball came out again after that, but it is ASU ball. Recovered by Brett Hudson, the quarterback.
Darren Sproles is trying to do everything that he can when he gets into the open field. He's breaking tackles. He's got to be able to hold on to the ball. And I think Shivers, as he starts to go down, rips that ball out. And Bates came in with the headgear to help Shivers. So it was, you look at Sproles, this is a tough run here. I mean, he's showing his leg strength. Shivers is in there, and Bates' helmet probably jarred the ball loose for Arizona State.
Remember, I mentioned this before. They went from last to first in the Pac-10 in turnovers. That's why their defense is much better.
They have a problem on this play up on the top of your screen there. Walter looking that way. Throws to Taplin. Caught it, went down at the 22-yard line. Kirk, something we were going to talk about for a storyline later on. Kansas State in the Big 12, the way they're playing, the way their offense runs, reminds you of a certain Big 12 legendary team, right?
I think, yeah, Kansas State reminds me of kind of the new era of Nebraska with their style of football. The option game, the athletes, the defensive pressure.
And we're going to talk about this in a minute, but one thing Nebraska never did well was come behind for a big deficit. Yep. Important possession here.
There is a start. There is a finish. And in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of the student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
Look closely, and you can see a CEO, a senator, a teacher. With the largest leadership studies program in the Big 12, it's easy to see why Kansas State University is ranked by high school counselors as one of the top 10 undergraduate experiences in the nation. Start your future as a leader. Kansas State University.
Arizona State leads by 10. We have 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Sun Devils, trying to take a 17-point lead with the right tackle. The freshman Chaz White moved early. He'll make it 2nd and 11 from the Kansas State 27.
This Kansas State defense is doing everything they can to keep him in the game.
Snap. Ball start offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
We've pointed out a couple of mistakes by Chaz White here in the early going, but that should not overshadow an outstanding true freshman year. Got his first start right here at San Diego State. They played in the stadium earlier this year. First offensive lineman as a true freshman to play here in more than a dozen years.
And they also said that he was named Freshman of the Year by the football team. A great honor for a young tackle like that.
2nd and 11 from the 27. Kansas State rushes 4. Walter got rid of it quick. To McDonald. Couldn't shake away from Newman. Let him know about it. At the 22.
Something that gets overlooked on a short gain like that, but did you see the hands on Sean McDonald? So often you see receivers at the college level, a lot of times young receivers who want to use their chest or use their pads to bring in a reception. I think the exceptional receivers, the receivers that eventually go on to play in the NFL, are able to use their hands to bring the ball in. There he just showed why he's one of the premier receivers in the country.
And Terrence Newman showed you why he's going to be a great pro.
Yeah.
Boom, hit him, went straight down.
Leading to get to the 17. Little swing pass. Williams couldn't catch up to it. It would have been tough for him to pick up the first down. KSU was flowing that way. 4th down, field goal time. Big stop for the Kansas State defense, even if they can just limit them to 3.
You know, that 6th straight possession that started in Kansas State territory for Arizona State. They're very fortunate to only be down potentially 20-7 or maybe 17-7, depending on what happens here.
Also, the very good point here is twice the Kansas State defense has rose up and stopped them and forced field goals on 2 fumble recoveries.
39 yards this attempt from the right hash for Mike Barth. Senior from Phoenix. He gets it through. Arizona State extends to a 20-7 lead. Sproles' fumble turned into 3 for ASU. Well, Kirk, what I was talking about before was I thought a great point that you made yesterday as we were just talking about these teams and Nebraska's similarities to Kansas State in what they do and how they beat people and get better as the season goes on and they start rolling. But as we saw today, when Nebraska was down 4, they had no chance of moving the ball down the field against Ole Miss by having to go to the throwing game. It's not that dire right now for Snyder's team, but if it gets to be a bigger hole, it's tough for them to dig out.
I think the option attack that they have, the power game that they try to establish offensively, the athletes that they have right now at the quarterback position, the running backs, I think it reminds you of that kind of offense. But also the way they, year in and year out, they broke in 9 new defensive starters, and by the end of the year, they were playing as good a defense as anybody in the country. It's a system that Bill Snyder now has at Kansas State, and you're right, their passing attack is one of those attacks that they have to have balance. They cannot just sit back there when you know that they're going to throw and have the ability to make it happen. They've got to be able to run and throw together.
Greg Perrott with the kickoff. He's been good on these kicks tonight. Most returnable kickoff of the evening. Terrence Newman took 1 back for touchdown this year. He's taken down to the 22-yard line. And a long field for K-State with 80 seconds to go.
One thing also, remember, on the second unit, there's a kid named Mark Dunn, number 5, 6'4", 205, and throws the football very, very well. In case, I'm saying, in case they can't come back, this guy has been able to throw the football and might be the spark that they need to look at in the second half. I would not be surprised if Bill Snyder doesn't put him in the game somewhere in the 3rd quarter.
Dunn's the better passer, junior college transfer, who was the starter when the season began. But they are certainly what they do most comfortably when Roberson's under center. They still have time here, down 13. It's looked to be offside from Arizona State. Suggs may have false started there coming out of the blocks.
Way early to think about that. I mean, if they're able to score a touchdown, they're within 1 possession.
Yeah, that's true. But they have
ball, offside.
If it continues, if it continues in this vein, but you know, as we've seen all year long, one half goes one way and the next half is capable of going the other way.
My point is, from a coach's standpoint, if you're sitting up there with 7 points and have done absolutely nothing except 2 plays, you got to be thinking, I've got to change quarterbacks. You can't change anybody else on the offensive team.
Roberson put it up top, step on the defense. Taco
Change the play calling, get the ball downfield.
Beautiful play.
Taco takes it down to the 32-yard line.
They've been trying to get this for the last 3 possessions. They were able to hit Terrence Newman. And again, we've been talking about this since the beginning of the game. Look at Arizona State with their linebackers. They're bringing everybody. They're going to attack the line of scrimmage until Kansas State proves that they can get behind that man-to-man coverage to try to slow down the Arizona State defense. Once again, you can see all 11 defenders up towards the line of scrimmage on a 1st and 10 play.
We've had plays of 36, 41, and 46 tonight to move it down the field. Roberson's pass is short for James Terry. KSU coming up with the big play, what Arizona State does so well. Kansas State only has 4 first downs thus far in the game, but they are a big play away from being just down 6.
Reverse, coach. Come on, anything. Let me
I'm working it hard.
Come on. I'm ready. I'm fresh.
David Dennis, wide receiver, freshman, is in the game. One of the 3 that Roberson's looking for. Got away from Suggs. This is where he's good. Roberson on the run. Touchdown! 32 yards. Doesn't matter who the teams are, boys. It's the Holiday Bowl. Give them a chance. They kick in. That is L. Roberson's 14th touchdown run on the season. And he inches ever closer to 1,000 rushing yards. He's not there yet because of sack yardage that he's lost earlier tonight.
Thank you.
Joe Ream on the extra point. Out of Mike Wilson's snap and Travis Brown's hold.
This is why L. Roberson is one of the better athletic quarterbacks, the ability to run and throw in the nation. This defense confused him here. They dropped back and played a zone. Suggs almost gets to him. This is what's special. Look at this cut. This is the leading tackler, Shivers, that he just shakes. And then he has the athletic ability to get into the open field. And when he gets into the open field, he can make so many things happen.
Defensive coordinator Brent Guy took a chance and blitzed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the other 2 linebackers over there. He took a calculated risk, had everybody covered, but he didn't have Roberson covered and made a great run.
I'll tell you what, he did take a risk, but they're very smart right with how they're doing it. He brought 4 weak, still played zone behind it, which protected him. But, you know, there's always the X factor when you have an athletic quarterback who can dance around and make some things happen. Like we just said, they score a touchdown. As bad as things have looked, they're 1 possession now from taking the lead in this football game. As bad as this half has been for them.
And if you look at Brent Guy there, the linebacker coach and the defensive coordinator, he's figuring we'll hold Kansas State to 14.5. We got a chance.
And they do.
Kansas State's, they've crossed midfield twice, and they have 2 touchdowns.
Well, the scoring drives are 3 plays, 80 yards, 3 plays, 78 yards.
We thought the big plays would be coming from the other side.
Fun game, boys, as always. Short returnable kick. Josh Golden from the 10 kicks it out to the 33-yard line.
Josh Golden kicks the ball.
1 week from right now, many of you are going to be sitting in the same chair you are watching the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, the national championship game. Miami, Ohio State. Coverage begins on ABC and ESPN Radio across the country at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. So those of you out here on the coast, maybe driving back home from work on that Friday night, you'll be able to hear the start of the game on ESPN Radio. All the Bowl Championship Series games to be seen on ABC TV and heard exclusively across the country on ESPN Radio. From the 34, Walter. Aaron Hagan. Very close to a first down. He kept the play alive. Clock continuing to turn at 36 seconds. Sun Devils have 2 timeouts left.
On the tackle at the 24.
It's a test, a young sophomore. He's been in this position before as far as trying to manage the time, although the clock right now, you got to wonder why they didn't use a timeout there.
Cutter just over, get to the line and go to the play quickly. Looks back for a second option, over the middle, incomplete. 17 seconds left. Shull was applying the pressure. You know, you guys are going out to Tempe, and that's Arizona State's home stadium there, Sun Devil Stadium. ASU is a fabulous new facility that you guys are going to get a chance to check out It's one of the reasons they're very excited about this program. It's been termed by some who've seen it one of the top 10 facilities in the country. It seems like we're saying that about everybody everywhere, but this is really beautiful.
That's what I've heard.
To go with the campus and the scenery out there.
Lee will be getting a workout every morning over there.
From the 41, 2nd and 3.
Scooter's always working out.
3rd and 3. The down marker's wrong on the field. Akeem Hill runs it. It doesn't matter. It's a first down out at the 48-yard line with 12 seconds left. Down marker on the sideline said 2. Thank you, Director Mike Schwab, proving that I haven't lost it yet. See what they're going to do here. 12 seconds. Clock will start when the ball is set for play. It's running with 10 and 9. It's content to take it easy here. This pass is incomplete. One shot at the end zone left with 3 seconds.
I would say if you were grading them right now, it'd be a C- on clock management. They have not done a really good job of moving the ball at least to kick a field goal, Mike.
They didn't look like they really wanted to get involved in a clock drive.
So run the ball. So run the ball.
Yeah.
Wow. Why risk the interception?
Well, when the ball came back late over the middle, I was like,
yeah. I mean, if you're not interested in trying to get points, and at least appearing that you're in a hurry to get those points, why not just kill the clock?
It's one of those
Coach Hail Mary.
Coach EKG things when you see this. Oh, look at the second receiver late over the middle. Ooh, heart skips a beat. Final play of the first half. Walter trying to shake free so he can load up and throw. Instead, he is sacked, and that will do it for the first half. Good defensive pressure from Corey White and Tank Reese in the middle. Quite a second quarter again. Kansas State will get the ball first to start the second half. They'll leave the field leading 20-14. KSU does this all the time. They leave the field as one. Jerry Punch.
Walking along with Coach Snyder. Coach, very atypical of your guys, sluggish at the start. Are you concerned or frustrated a little bit about how you guys started tonight?
Well, we haven't played very well on offense, and Arizona State has played very well on defense and really has kind of taken us out of our game, so to speak. Not allowed us, given us the opportunity to run the ball. Now we're throwing it a little bit. We just have to have some consistency with our offense. Our defense is not playing poorly. We just the offense has just given up great field position, and we haven't punted the ball very well. Those things have to take place in the second half.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Michael?
The losses were to Colorado and Texas. Chris Fowler last year, no points in the first quarter, 37 in the second. This year, no points in the first quarter of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, 34 in the second quarter. ASU by 6 as we send it to Chris and company in the studio.
Well, they turned out some lights, but the party not over. A good first half, and Arizona State trying to pull off what would be one of the biggest upsets in recent history of bowls. Very good first half of the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Al Roberson had a nice run there in the second quarter, but I think Brent Guy, the defensive coordinator at Arizona State, done a great job of getting pressure, playing man. They're basically begging Kansas State to throw the football, and right now Al Roberson is beating them with his feet a little bit, Mark, but unless they're able to throw the football and loosen them up, they're not going to get the running game going with Darren Sproles.
Like Arizona State's offense, what Dirk Cutter's been able to do with this offense, and Andrew Walter going after the #1 scoring defense in the land, only giving up just over 10 points a game. They're not intimidated by this defense. They're running the ball well. It's a nice mix of run the ball, throw the ball, and I like them going deep every once in a while to loosen up the defense of Kansas State.
And we'll see if they can come from behind at halftime to win for the first time this year. Two other Big 12 teams in action today. Cowboys answering the bell. Tatum Bell and Eli Manning and Ole Miss, his first career bowl start, a good one against the Cornhuskers. That's coming up.
Presented by Bud Light, returns January 6th on ESPN.
The persistence of 135 years of experience. The performance that has enabled us to work with more than half the Fortune 500. The strength of one of the largest financial services companies in America.
Lots of people have a look. Only a few have the goods to back it up. Like Dodge Neon SXT, with a 132-horse engine, Jam-In CD sound, aluminum wheels, and much more. Now qualified lessees can get the whole package for just $199 a month. Plus, get our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it. The Dodge Neon SXT. How style and performance hook up for just $199 a month.
Well done, Mr. Davis.
Sigmund & Sigmund has installed over 100,000 jobs in the past 20 years.
I've seen all the other systems, and Gutter Topper is the only one to eliminate gutter cleaning forever. That's because Gutter Topper by Sigmund has been thoroughly tested to prove it really works, and it carries a lifetime transferable warranty.
Call Sigmund at 770-439-2670 for a free estimate. We'll prove to you that Gutter Topper is the solution to your gutter pollution, guaranteed.
Number on your screen now.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, presented by Pacific Life. The persistence of 135 years of experience. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life.
Well, a year ago this time, Nebraska was preparing to play Miami for the BCS Championship game out in Pasadena, the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. Today, they're preparing to play the Mainstay Independence Bowl in Shreveport, limping in with a 7-6 record, really pride in the line as they try to keep alive a 40-year streak of winning seasons. Little Red trying to provide some inspiration. Here's DeJuan Gross, punt returner extraordinaire. That was a halo violation of the flag, so ignore that and just marvel at the punt return as he weaves through the Rebels. That puts Nebraska up 17-7 near halftime. They got the lead, they got momentum. Game's in the bag, right? Wrong. Ole Miss fighting back here towards Sanford. Barrels in 17-14, third quarter.
No.
Look at this. Judd Davies, the fullback, the F-back on the punt, tries to fake. Doesn't make a good throw. Doesn't work. Frank Solitz looks a little baffled right there. A couple plays later, Ole Miss takes the lead for good. Sanford Powers barreling in. In the fourth quarter, Jamal Lord in the end zone. Doug Reeves makes the interception. It's ruled out of bounds. They wanted an interference call, and Wilson Thomas there didn't get the call. And this is the final chance. Down 4, Lord in the end zone. And this time Reeves does come down with the legal interception. And Ole Miss and David Cutcliffe, he was the winningest coach in Independent Bowl history. He's 3-0.
All right.
And Nebraska dropped to 7-7. Eli Manning, much speculation whether or not this is his final game at Ole Miss. He's the MVP, 25-44, 313 yards and a touchdown. After the game, Mr. Manning.
When it comes down to it, if we're going to lose a game or win a game, I want it to be on me. And if there's one play, I want it to be my fault that we don't win. I want the ball in my hands. But you know, all these guys made big plays for us today. Receivers played well. Offensive line played really well. And our defense played great getting the turnover and stopping their offense from scoring a lot of points.
Rebel defense very good in the second half. They hold Nebraska to 59 second half rushing yards. It's back-to-back games now for Nebraska without a rushing touchdown, and the streak ends of 40 winning seasons along with a bunch of other very, very impressive streaks. 7-7 for the Cornhuskers. It's been a tremendous 4-decade run of excellence, but this is the low point this season.
It really was. I think if you looked at this game, Nebraska running the football. I mean, in the first half, they had 200 yards. How many times have you seen Nebraska? The first half, they run. Then the third and fourth quarter, they just open it up and start pounding the opponent, and they ended up blowing them out. I don't know what happened. Chuck Dreisbach, the defensive coordinator of Ole Miss, maybe he deserves some credit, but 60 yards rushing in the second half, that's what Nebraska prides itself in the fourth quarter, being stronger physically and mentally. It didn't happen. Ole Miss deserves credit. They were the better football team, Mark May.
Now let's go back, and I'm going to tell you one thing. Sunday morning on SportsCenter, on Sunday mornings, I give an award called the Bonehead. Frank Solich gets it for the decision in this game in the second half.
If he made the decision.
Hey, it doesn't matter. He's the head coach. It falls on him. If that's in a game plan, he's supposed to call timeout and say, we're not going to run this play. Fake punt on your 30 backed up, up by 3 points at that point. You're not supposed to make that call. That's a bonehead decision.
It wasn't.
And I'll tell you what.
The point Chris is saying is, did Judd Davies automatic?
It doesn't matter. If you're the head coach and you're in there punting, you're not supposed to make that call. Or you're supposed to call your troops around and say, we're not going to run the fake punt here, plain and simple.
Yeah,
it cost him the ball game.
He took responsibility in the press conference after when asked about it, but he looked pretty puzzled after that call. I don't get the feeling that he wanted that to be called.
It should have come down to that call. That's the point what I'm talking about. They ran for 200 yards in the first half.
But it
they should have ran for 400.
Small call, and that was a huge call. And any game like that changes the momentum. They went from being up to being down at that point. And new athletic director Steve Peterson, this is not a play that will get him fired now, but he will file this play away down the road saying, a decision like that cost us a game, cost us a bowl game. That's something he's going to use to put fuel on the fire at some time in the future.
Okay.
Well, it'll certainly be a long, cold winter in Lincoln, Nebraska.
The point is, there's going to be changes go all the way.
They open up 2003. Segue with Oklahoma State in Lincoln. Today in Houston, the Cowboys taking on Southern Mississippi. That's what we get paid for. Josh Fields, the other quarterback who's come on so strong in the second half of the season, finds Mike Denard, 3-yard touchdown, 7-zip pokes early on. It looked easy for Oklahoma State, but this quarterback, Dustin Allman, was tough.
Okay, so he's not Brett Favre. I'm sorry, bad comment. Look at Dustin Allman, Mark. 13 yards, scrambling in, touchdown. It's tied 10-all.
Well, Favre with the knee braces can't run like that anymore, but I don't think Allman quite has his arm. Look at Fields. This Rashawn Woods, the All-American.
Oh, outstanding.
Double coverage, but they fell down.
They couldn't even catch him. Look at that. In for the score.
They only allowed 4 touchdown passes all season, did the Golden Eagles, but they gave up a couple of them today. Still, they wouldn't give up. James Wally gets in the end zone, ties the game at 20. It was 23-all. But finally, they would get the running game going. They kind of wore him down with Tate and Bell. Fields on the pitch, and Bell weaving through the defense into the end zone for the touchdown. Oklahoma State. They got a big run from Bell late to get out from inside their own 5-yard line. That was key. Ended up winning it by 10. Oklahoma State very strong second half of the season after a 2-4 start.
You know, Southern Miss, I thought, played very hard, but Oklahoma State just too much balance on offense. 160 yards from Tate and Bell was huge.
A couple of coaching notes now. Kentucky still does not have a head coach, and Jim Donnan, our ESPN colleague, the former head coach at Georgia, was offered the job, according to Tony Barnhart of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and College Game Day, but he reports Donnan turned the job down. Others, like Mike Kruzak, the head coach at Central Florida, have also taken themselves out of consideration for that head coaching job. In the NFL, ESPN reporting that Jerry Jones, Cowboys owner, had another meeting with Bill Parcells about the Cowboys head coaching job. Parcells, a ESPN NFL analyst, he was meeting with Jones, who was on his way to Washington for the Cowboys-Redskins game. Just happened to meet. Also, Jones has met with Dennis Green, becoming the next Dallas head coach. So stay tuned for more on that. At halftime, Kansas State was in a hole. Al Roberson broke free for the touchdown run. The deficit only 6 points. We'll come back and take a look ahead at tomorrow's Alamo Bowl.
In 1868, an American tradition was beginning, and Pacific Life was founded, both built on principles of persistence, performance, and strength. 135 years later, those beliefs still guide Pacific Life. It's how we help so many businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. For insurance, annuities, and investments, rely on the strength of Pacific Life, proud sponsor of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
If the only obstacles you ever encounter are speed bumps, if you've never used mud as toothpaste, if the only thing you ever shred is cheese, get out of the way. Everybody's talking up the Quadrunner Vincent 500 from Suzuki. And now that a brand new Vincent with the manual transmission has arrived, who knows when they'll stop. The Suzuki Vincent. Get out of the way.
Thanks for the ride, Beamer.
Anytime, Scott. See you.
Well, the always festive halftime show at the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. The Sun Devil Band out there. Football team up by 6 points as a huge underdog, Kansas State. Well, the Alamo Bowl up next on Capital One Bowl Week. That's tomorrow night. Wisconsin against Colorado. Now, the Badgers underdogs, but keep in mind, recent years, very often the team that on paper appears to be inferior, the Big Ten team, they've won 5 out of these 6 games. For Colorado, the good news, Chris Brown does return. The fine running back will take his first contact in 6 weeks when he steps on the field. Bobby Purify is out with a high ankle sprain. Wisconsin's defense also a little bit banged up going into this game. Adrian Karsten has a preview from the Alamo City.
Remember the Alamo. You know, it became the battle cry for Texas independence, but tomorrow night's college football game really has nothing to do with college football independent teams. It has to do with 2 conference powers from the Big Ten and Big 12 against 2 old coaching rivals who are looking to once again leave their signatures. The coaches, Barnett and Alvarez. Their signatures still speed, and power. The Buffalo's Chris Brown, even though he missed the Big 12 championship game with a bruised sternum, is still the #3 rusher in college football. Speed, power. And the Badgers' Anthony Davis, well, simply no other player has gained more yards in the last 2 years than he has behind one of the most dominant offensive lines in college football. Speed, power. Now, Gary Barnett plays a Big Ten team for the first time since he left Northwestern for Colorado in 1998, and 2 of his closest games in the Big Ten came against Wisconsin. In '96, in Madison, a 4-point win after Wisconsin fumbled trying to run out the clock. 1 year later in Evanston, a 1-point win for Wisconsin as time expired. Now, Gary Barnett claims he doesn't take much from those coaching experiences the mid-'90s, but we all need to remember we're talking about 2 coaches who have made their careers out of pulling history out of their pockets and out of their playbooks. And it may be exactly what it comes down to when you're talking about Wisconsin on one hand, who only went 2-6 in the Big Ten, and Barnett's Buffaloes lost the Big 12 championship.
Adrian, thank you. Anthony Davis running well for the Badgers late in the season. Of course, Chris Brown returning. Both teams want to just smash the other team and play physical football and run it.
This may be one of the fastest played games of the season because both teams are going to run the ball. But
you can hope.
Yeah, but Adrian touched on Chris Brown, but I'll tell you what, I'll go a little bit farther on what he's been able to do for this football team. And what he's been able to do to this football team is pound the ball. He's a very big, very physical running back. He adds a different dimension to the Colorado rushing attack because of what he can do with the football. Here he's got enough speed to take the ball to the outside, nice little stiff arm, takes the ball into the end zone for the score. But he also has the speed to cut it back up through the middle and score. And what he does is score touchdowns. 18 touchdowns on the ground this season. And at one point of the season, he led the nation in rushing. But what I like about Chris Brown, 6'3", 230 pounds, still runs a 4.5 40. He has the speed to take it all the way, but has the power to just run right over you with the football.
You're right. At one point, he was a serious contender for the Heisman Trophy. He was playing that well. I think you look at Colorado's defense. Here's a defense that has some weakness. They allow 170 yards on the ground in terms of the run game. You look at Wisconsin and Anthony Davis. I mean, he's been a fabulous football player. He's about 120 yards a game, 13th in the nation, kind of small, but still has the power to break tackles like he did there against Minnesota. I think the bottom line in this game is sure they can run the football, but it's Brooks Bollinger. Last game against Minnesota, Brooks Bollinger, quarterback, also rushed for about 120 yards. But this is Colorado. Anthony Davis running the football and Brooks Bollinger running the football will not be enough. There must be some passing game if Wisconsin's going to have a chance.
Buffalo certainly believe they have a significant edge in speed in this game. You're going to see, besides Brown, Brian Calhoun, the freshman on that rug down in San Antonio, trying to make some plays as a tailback with his speed. Well, Walter to Taplin for the touchdown on the Sun Devils. 30 minutes from a major upset, but you know how explosive K-State can be.
As a father of the groom,
can't we just enjoy our food?
About Schmidt has been nominated for 5 Golden Globes, including Best Actor Jack Nicholson.
I thought you might want these back. Let's talk about this.
Best Supporting Actress Kathy Bates.
People used to raise their eyebrows because I breastfed him until he was almost 5, and I say, well, you just look at the results.
And Best Picture.
A divorcee and a widower sounds like a perfect match to me.
About Schmidt, rated R. Now in select cities, opens nationwide January 3rd.
Is it safe? Yeah, but hurry. This better be quick. Come on, come on, come on. Whoa, there's no way we can beat Dollar's rates.
Hey, how are ya? Meeting's starting. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yes.
Dollar.com?
Yeah, from now on. I can't afford us.
When it's your money you're spending, log on for our lowest rates at Dollar.com.
Investigations into outer space with a Mars surveyor. New strategies in genetic engineering. Growing plants that deliver vaccine. New treatments for paralyzing spinal cord injury. Great students with the support of a great faculty. Launch your future at asu.edu. Launch your future at Arizona State University.
And the countdown.
Happy New Year.
The Land Rover Holiday. Begin your journey at your Land Rover retailer where you'll find 4.9% APR on the 2003 Discovery S.
My friend Pete Feigl is an accomplished artist, as you can see. He also suffers from multiple sclerosis and the discrimination of mental illness.
MS can be unbearable, but compared with the pain of discrimination, MS is like a walk in the park. People can see my MS, but they can't see my mental illness. When it's around, what they think they see is laziness, weakness, or flaws of character. But what they see is a physical illness just as real as my MS.
For your peace of mind, stop the discrimination today. Call and see how you can help. Thank you.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, presented by Pacific Life, offering insurance, annuities, and investments. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life.
Capital One Bowl week continues tomorrow. West Virginia on a roll. They won 6 of 7. They're trying to go from 3-8 last year to a 10-win season if they can knock off Virginia. The Cavaliers closing strong. A first meeting of these two border schools in 17 years, so the fans have flooded Charlotte. Very tough ticket. Neither team should come out flat in the Continental Tire Bowl.
Oh, I get
Wayne Larrivee has a preview.
These ticket booths will be quiet on Saturday. This bowl game has been a virtual sellout for 2 weeks. Fans from the Virginias have descended upon Charlotte, as Mike Gleason discovered uptown.
Wayne, there'll be more than 73,000 fans at the game tomorrow. 35,000 tickets went to West Virginia.
State's controlled this game with their defensive effort. They have stopped Kansas State. They've taken away Kansas State's strength, which is running the football. The entire first half, the football was in Kansas State's territory. Arizona State started their average field position at the Kansas State 48, while Kansas State started at their own 16. So they've got to turn some things around, and I think the way to do that is they've got to throw the football more on 1st and 10.
Kansas State will get the ball first to start the second half. Bill Snyder's team trying to keep a trend going. You know about the trend of high-scoring, close holiday bowls? The team trailing at the half has won the last 5. That means nothing for tonight. But it's interesting.
Just a tip.
It's an interesting little
nice little tip.
Nice. Greg Perrock with the kickoff. An indecision, but Sproles decides to bring it out and got it back out to the 20. Let's go check in with Dr. Jerry Punch. Doc?
Guys, at halftime, Dirk Cuddy talked about what you guys just mentioned a moment ago. 4 big plays, give up 14 points on his defense. Otherwise, they played very, very well in the first half. He told his kids that the biggest thing in the second half was intensity. He said, we have to play like it's 0-0. He said, no, we have to play like we are behind because it's a great football team we're playing here for the final 30 minutes, guys. Play like we are behind, not up by 6.
Jerry, as impressive in the locker room as he was when we met with him yesterday and around him earlier today?
Very emotional coach, very impressive, quite the leader. Now we understand why he is the next young guy to come along to be a great head football coach here in college football.
Michael? Sure is, Doc. Age 43. What a terrific job he's doing. Sproles the first down run. Get him out to the 26. Pick up about 5. Here are the numbers at the intermission. Lee mentioned the time of possession, 20 minutes to 10, essentially, for Arizona State. Kirk talked about the average starting position. What you expect from Arizona State? Didn't run it. Threw it well, didn't throw it as well as we thought they would. Kansas State ran it better than they threw it.
Most amazing stat is having close to 20 minutes of time of possession for Arizona State. They haven't done that all year. They're an offense that scores quickly. And for them to be able to control the tempo, that's very, very surprising.
Mel Roberson, the quarterback, sees Suggs, spins away from the nation's leading sack man, and uses his rushing ability to pick up a first down at the 32-yard line. Josh Amobi made the tackle.
And the reason why Kansas State has the football here in the second half is because Arizona State won the toss and elected to take the football as a psychological ploy. Very important. Dirk Cutter set the tempo with that call.
I think that attitude played out throughout the whole first half. Arizona State kind of they had that attitude of, hey, we have nothing to lose. Let's go. Look at him up at the line of scrimmage. And El's going to see that. He's got man coverage. He's going to probably check to a 3-step drop here and a quick slant to both sides.
Look left, look right, combo route. Incomplete. Intended for Taco Wallace. Those of you who may have come in from work on the West Coast or some holiday visiting and shopping, our ESPN Pacific Life game track. Arizona State on the board early. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead. The touchdown caught by Justin Taplin. And they had a lead of 20-7 as well, but a couple of big plays. 2 3-play drives, 180 yards. A Sproles touchdown capped that one. And this Roberson touchdown capped a 3-play 78-yard drive in the final minute of the opening half. It is not fog that has rolled in if you're just watching us. It's the smoke from the halftime festivities still smoldering here in Qualcomm Stadium. 2nd and 10. Sack number 3 for Terrell Suggs on the night.
And this time they tried to block him with the tackle and number 44, Travis Wilson. Forget about it. He beats Travis Wilson to the outside, too strong for him. And Kirky made a point. Remember they told us yesterday that he gained 15 pounds. He's much stronger. That showed it right there.
Much stronger and much quicker. He's been able to put on the weight that's helped him this year. But I'll tell you what, offensive tackles can't block Terrell Suggs, let alone a fullback all by himself out on an island. I don't care who you are. That's too tough a block.
3rd and 20 coming up from the 23-yard line. Arizona State leads 20-14. 2 minutes in, 3rd quarter. Roberson hit as he threw. Incomplete. Well, the pressure's been on the secondary of ASU to handle without much support behind them, and they've done a good job. That one was squeezed out early thanks to Shane Jones' pass rush. Jimmy Verdon with him as well to take Roberson out of his comfort zone. Travis Brown, the punter, set to kick to Justin Taplin. Busy first half for Brown. High short kick. Taplin says, get away. That's only a 26-yard punt. And again, Kirk.
Right there.
right in the average spot.
Right. That's where they like to start. Kansas State 48.
Some of the nation's highest profile college basketball teams on display. It gets no better in terms of passion and personal rivalry than Kentucky and Louisville. Pitino and Tubby Smith's team square off, and then the general Bobby Knight back in Big Ten country. Minneapolis to see the Golden Gophers at 2 Eastern time, and follow that up with Indiana and Temple as well. 3 good college hoop games tomorrow on ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Keyword college basketball. Arizona State's opening play of the 3rd quarter is a pass that was nearly intercepted by Terry Pierce. It was incomplete. Locked on to the tight end and nearly saw it go back the other way. Well, there's the story in terms of field position. 7 times touching the ball in Kansas State territory. And you beg to argue you should have more than 20 points in those scenarios.
Excellent point. Also remember, Kansas State had 2 fumbles, and their defense stopped them with giving them only 6 points on
deep inside their own 30-yard line.
Absolutely.
Walter, another throw. This route for Hagan, the freshman receiver. Step for step the coverage from Jerry McLeod.
Man-to-man coverage, and for Walter, there was nowhere to throw that football other than just trying to lead Hagan and see if he might somehow be able to run underneath that, but that was good coverage. Hagan looked back, and I think some of the Arizona State sidelines, they were looking for the call, but that was outstanding coverage. He was step for step with Hagan all the way down the sideline.
Dirk Cutter told us yesterday that Derek Hagan has a great future in the Pac-10 as a wide.
Fits the mold for the league, doesn't he? 3rd and 10. Gets a 5-man rush. It's deflected and incomplete. It might have been Pierce again. Who had a good series. Good pass coverage on the drop on 1st down. The deflection there. Walters missed his last 5 passes.
Another good job by the Kansas State defense. Arizona State starting in their territory. They're forcing the punt. And Terry Pierce, in that series, you got a little bit of what he can bring to the table. He is not only a big physical linebacker, but he's got great athletic abilities. You saw in these 2 of those 3 plays.
Chance he might be checking out too. Could be Pierce's final game. An underclassman who has the ability. Will certainly explore his NFL draft chances. Another punt for Tim Parker. Newman at the 5 lets it bounce, and this one doesn't spin back. It goes through the end zone, touchdown. Kansas State takes over at the 20. Down 6. Pearson, the defense, with a good hold on the last series.
My name is Jimmy Lancaster. David Bolden, Sergeant Lancaster, and myself both served in Afghanistan together. Being in top physical condition is a necessity, so took Bowflex with us. We'd all seen the commercials, but never had used one before. Initial reaction to working out on the Bowflex was, it was a tremendous machine. Everybody in our camp wanted to use the Bowflex. And you can go heavy, you can do a lightweight workout, you can max yourself out on the Bowflex. Well, the thing I say to guys who are skeptical of the Bowflex is try it. Try it out and see what you think. It's a very effective piece of fitness equipment that anybody can benefit from, no matter what your fitness level is. I use Bowflex, and that's all I use. The Bowflex kept us mentally focused as well as physically. They helped us stay in shape, and staying in shape helped us do our jobs.
Call and ask for a free video and brochure and check out the entire Bowflex lineup. Or visit us on the web today. Bowflex, real results.
College basketball on ESPN. Take it to the rack with a full day of high-intensity matchups.
To the races. Look out!
First, the Bluegrass rivalry heats up again as Keith Bogans leads Kentucky against Rick Pitino's Louisville squad, led by sweet-shooting Reese Gaines. Then Bobby Knight is back in the Big Ten as his Red Raiders and their main man Andre Emmett face Minnesota. College hoops all day Saturday on ESPN and ESPN2.
There is a start, there is a finish, and in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of the student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
Welcome back to ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week.
Terrific day on Capital One Bowl Week, a triple header culminating with what is always one of the most exciting bowls and certainly the best non-New Year's Day game every year, the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. No team is higher ranked in the country and not a part of the Bowl Championship Series than number 6 Kansas State, with losses this year by 7 points total. 4 at Colorado, 3 at home to Texas. 9 more points, they would have won both games, and they'd be in the mix, undefeated. But instead, they are here and trying to close out an 11-win season. Sproles the carry, gains just a half yard. Before this game gets too far along, I think perspective on why K-State is here is interesting. USC automatically qualified for the BCS because Southern California, who Kansas State beat this year, finished in the top 4 of the BCS standings. And that's the Kansas State rule. Remember back their Alamo Bowl season when they were a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter, lost the Big 12 championship game, ended up in the Alamo Bowl and lost that?
Never recovered after that loss to A&M.
And they thought they should have been in a BCS Bowl and should have, and that's why the rule was made. If you're top 4, you automatically get in. This year, they're 10-2 like USC, beat USC head-to-head, but because Southern California was top 4 BCS, they're in. Newman thinking about throwing. Instead, he will keep it and run.
He wanted to revert this.
Huge speed for Newman. To midfield, 30 yards. He's touched the ball twice on offense. 2 huge gains. So for the second time, the Thorpe Award winner for the best DB in the country comes on the field on offense and flips the field for K-State.
You know, we were in Orlando a couple weeks ago with the award show. We were playing video games. The game Lee and I were on, NCAA 2003, and Newman was watching us play. And he said, put me in on offense. He goes, I can't get in on the real game, so let me at least get in on the video game. He goes, I'm the fastest guy in the game. We're getting to see that maybe he's right. Maybe he should be getting a few plays here or there on that offensive side of the ball.
36-yard pass catch, 29-yard reverse for Newman. From the 49, trailing by 6, Sproles took a shot from Solomon Bates and spun forward for a yard. Just to finish the thought on K-State, why they're not in the BCS, the other team that got the at-large BCS Esberth was Iowa, and they deserved it because they had the undefeated Big Ten season. One loss overall. And the irony is that man, Bill Snyder, was the offensive coordinator under Hayden Fry for 8 seasons at Iowa. So he was just as happy for Kirk Ferentz as he was disappointed that his team didn't get it.
Who he brought to Iowa as an assistant coach years ago.
That's right. Small world, it always fits together, doesn't it? A fullback carry for Travis Wilson, just his 17th of the year. And he gets it out to the 47.
It seems like every time Kansas State comes up with a play, it's a little bit of trickery, it's the fade. What Arizona State's done, we haven't really touched on this tonight. Schematically, they've always run a 4-2-5. Tonight, they're playing 3 linebackers, which has helped them become more physical. They have 3 senior linebackers. Mason Unk, who's had a great game, Solomon Bates, who's the biggest linebacker they have, and Josh Amobi. All 3 guys have been out there and have helped stuff the line of scrimmage to try to make Kansas State go to a different aspect to come up with any kind of yardage.
3rd and 5 as whistles blow here. Arizona State leads 20-14, and it looks like the Sun Devil defense has stopped the clock with a timeout. So we'll step out. Kansas State has been poor on 3rd down tonight. They'll try to convert one. 3rd and 5 at the Arizona State 46.
With rugged all-wheel drive and better handling than ever, the new Subaru Outback gets you closer to nature without getting in the way of nature. When you get it, you get it.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 0.9% APR.
Turn your dollar into something tasty with a juicy Big and Tasty with fresh lettuce and tomato, the McChicken sandwich, or lots of your favorite foods for just $1 each. Every day on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Own Bloodwork on DVD and video. FBI agent Terry McCaleb is the best.
What do you have?
And that's exactly who the killer wants to play with.
You and me, we're like Cain and Abel.
From Academy Award-winning director Clint Eastwood, Bloodwork. Own it on DVD and video.
I'm at my mother's for dinner. She says, wasn't that chili unbelievable? I say, unbelievable. Where's the Alka-Seltzer?
Only Alka-Seltzer's effervescent power relieves indigestion and pain fast.
Get better relief. Get Alka-Seltzer.
Kansas State's big plays have changed the game and kept them in it. 6 big plays here thus far tonight. Well, the aerial views courtesy of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. With us, their newest blimp, the Spirit of America, continuing a 77-year tradition as the aerial ambassador and icon of the 104-year-old company. Luis Navarro is our cameraman, proudly displaying the stars and stripes electronically on the side of the Goodyear blimp. After the timeout, 3rd and 5.
They haven't run the triple option much. I'd like to see that play more.
Sproles not there for the pitch. It's all Roberson, who kept himself alive but only could gain a couple of yards.
The difference between the triple option and that option, at least when you fake the fullback inside, you free some of those 3 linebackers you were talking about, and maybe they could get to the outside better. When they do the speed option, Arizona State just runs to it.
Yeah, they've got the speed to chase them down and string the option out. And, you know, if they stay to the outside, that fullback can rip through there and pick up some yards too.
If I was
We've seen it one
State,
time.
One time. If I was Kansas State, that's the one series I would go to, Mike.
Reset the game. 9 minutes, 50 seconds.
Game clock is being reset by 7 seconds. Roberson went out of bounds a yard before the 45, so that's why the clock is being reset and stopped for this punt.
if nothing else, at least they get a chance to put Arizona State now deep into their own territory. I know they didn't score on that drive, but at least they have a chance now to get them back there.
Travis Brown kicks it to the right, trying to hem them in. Taplin, fair catching. No, he catches at the 11. Gets away on the spin move and got out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Zip Brown, the kicker, might be shaken up on the play. If that is the punter, Travis Brown, the senior from Overland Park, who's down on that 24-yard net kick. 36 on the kick, 12 on the return. They have a backup punter, Rick Gerla, who has punted 3 times, but Brown is their best kicker. An excellent one, averaging 42.5 per kick this season. As they continue to look at Brown, and he's up.
Good.
Let's go check in with Dr. Jerry Punch. Doc?
Well, Michael, from a kicker down on one side of the field to a return man down on the Arizona State side. Josh Golden, the cornerback, has been returning, having some good returns here early in the first half. X-rays of his right shoulder they're waiting on to get him back in the ballgame. He's been retaped and had his pads put back on, but still waiting on those films to come back before Josh Golden will re-enter the game here in the second half.
Okay, Doc, the Arizona State kickoff return man. That play is not going anywhere. Brian Hickman gets Mike Williams for a big loss on the play. These linebackers are really good for Kansas State. A neat story as well with Hickman and Buell, the 2 outside backers. They are both from the same high school, North Mesquite High School in Mesquite, Texas, and Terry Pierce out of Fort Worth in the Dallas area. It's a 10-hour drive for those guys over to Manhattan, Kansas, and they've made the drive together. Holidays, start of the season, talking together about football and life at KSU, and the 3 juniors have had a fabulous season. After the 4-yard loss, Walters toss complete. First down at the 35 for Lightfoot. The sophomore Darrow with another first down reception, pickup of 18.
One of the most impressive plays I've seen tonight is number 30, Tank Reese, a nose tackle. After the ball is thrown, comes all the way back and crushes the receiver 15 yards down the field. That, ladies and gentlemen, was a magnificent play.
It's one of the things that Kansas State demands from their defense, a high motor. You know, no matter what position you play, you better run to the football. But you know what? You better start spending more time getting to the quarterback, because when Walter has time to throw, he is very, very accurate.
Opening for Akeem Hill. 9 first down yards. 2nd and 1 coming up. Jerry McLeod pulled him down.
Seems like they're trying to sprinkle in just enough for the running game to make that Kansas State defense respect that. They haven't had a whole lot of success, but Dirk Cutter continues to try to go back to it. And when you have that ability to run and throw, it makes it really tough for Kansas State to pin their ears back and come after you.
Fun down to call. 2nd and 1. Hand it off, try to get it here with Hill. An ankle tackle, otherwise Hill may have sprinted for more. Josh Buell tripped him up.
Tripped him up at about 10 or 12 yards downfield. They got some penetration. It looked like they had a chance to almost tackle Walter before he handed it off. But they're going to, once they get upfield, they're unable to locate Hill. Look at Reese. Tank Reese gets in there. He almost gets after Walter. But the good job by Arizona State's offensive line of making the blocks downfield and winning that battle.
Mike Carney, the fullback, block number 30, Reese. Nice little blocking scheme.
Walter looking for time, got away from Reese's rush and got rid of it out of bounds. Arizona State sideline is screaming for intentional grounding, as Walter had spun out of tackle, but not out of the tackle box. 2 receivers were down there. Bill Snyder, age 61, has won 115 games, nearly triple the 2nd winningest coach in Kansas State history. It's said so often that sometimes it kind of blurs, but it's worth repeating. Nobody in any sport has turned around a more downtrodden program and taken it to heights like Bill Snyder's done at Kansas State. Not even close. 2nd and 10. Arizona State in Wildcat territory. Walter, that's the arm. That's out of bounds. I know it's incomplete. Intended for McDonald. Well, there you see the strong arm throw, just a half-second shot.
It was fun. We had a chance to talk with him the other day or yesterday, and we asked him about, you know, this whole turnaround. Everybody talks about how tough it is to do it in Manhattan. When you first started, what's this foundation? What's the foundation you've been able to build this program on? He said it's pretty simple. Old-fashioned values. He said hard work, being held accountable, and then the players buying into it. The other thing is they've been able to recruit players that aren't necessarily on everybody's list. Everybody's saying these blue-chip All-Americans. They get hungry football players that are sometimes overlooked, and they maximize their ability at Kansas State.
Walter, tough toss for Taplin. Well covered by Jerry McLeod, who has had a very important role tonight and has stepped up. Anytime you have a great corner like Terrence Newman, he ain't going to throw it in 20 times. They're trying the other guy, and McLeod's done a good job.
One more point on Snyder. In my opinion, I've been involved with college football now for 50 years as a player coach. The greatest turnaround in the history of college football is done by that man right there. The greatest. Nobody even compares what he did for Kansas State.
And now every year you can just count on, no matter how many players they lose, Kansas State's going to be a competitor in one of the best conferences in the college football.
Derek Evans goes back to catch this punt. He's passed 6 Wildcats. Flag comes in as he's pulled down at the 15-yard line. So no Terrence Newman that time, but Derek Evans, a junior out of Denver, is thinking about shaking free. And William Lemonnier, the Big Ten official, will have the call. Assistant superintendent of the Oak Park, Illinois School District. Now, the official that was injured earlier, pulled a muscle, Henry Armstead, is working his final game.
Oh, man.
In the first quarter, he got hurt. It's a shame. Guys worked 14 bowl games.
No foul on the play. The block in question started on the side. Player stayed in contact. When the block finished on the back, that's not a foul. First down.
Very thorough.
Nice job.
Very thorough.
Love it. It's good. We need more of that in college football.
Yeah, that was good.
NFL does it great.
Very, very
college
good.
officials should.
Tonight on SportsCenter, Nebraska seeks independence from Manning and Ole Miss. Forget scenarios, we'll seed the playoffs. And the Knicks get their first look at the Ming Dynasty. SportsCenter after the Holiday Bowl on ESPN.
It's the most wonderful week.
A matchup between two of the nation's best. Chris Brown and Colorado battle Anthony Davis and the Badgers. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Alamo Bowl, presented by MasterCard. Saturday at 8 on ESPN.
With rugged all-wheel drive and better handling than ever, the new Subaru Outback gets you closer to nature without getting in the way of nature. When you get it, you get it.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 0.9% APR.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Hi, this is Bert at Bert Brooks Tire, inviting you to Bert Brooks Tire for the best service and prices in Rome, Georgia.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, presented by Pacific Life. Persistence, performance, and strength. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life. And in part by Subaru, the beauty of Subaru all-wheel drive. When you get it, you get it. And by McDonald's.
Arizona State leading by 6, scoreless third quarter. So the San Diego Chargers checking the game out. We've seen bowl magic from Doug Flutie and Drew Brees, Tim Dwight down there as well. We've had success with Iowa and Purdue and Boston College across the years. Flags are down on this first down run. Let's go check the call. Mostly flag-free game here tonight.
Defense. 5 yards to the spot. 1st and 5.
5th penalty, 2 of them offsides.
There's Brees and Flutie. Their quarterback coach now, and offensive coordinator out here at San Diego Chargers, is my former quarterback and former head coach in Indiana, Cam Cameron.
Good guy.
He coaches both those guys, and he'll do a great job with those players.
How about Cam trying to beat Drew Brees for 4 years, and now he's coaching him?
Yeah.
Chargers get Seattle here on Sunday. Another flag down.
They got a shot still, postseason?
Still mathematically alive here in the whole postseason amazing NFL playoff race. So many teams still alive. Thomas Barnett guilty there.
Ball start offense. 5-yard penalty.
Gave it right back. Could have avoided both those plays. Same spot.
Marty Schottenheimer, of course, the head coach of the San Diego Chargers. Our former colleague at ESPN done a great job out here. Run for Travis Wilson. That's 2 flags. Not much happens there. And let's go check in with the good doctor. Mr. Punch.
Guys, at halftime, several San Diego Chargers were standing by their locker room when Arizona State came out of their locker room, and 2 or 3 of the guys yelled, "Hey, you, 48." And Suggs turned around and said, "You, 48. You're a stud." And Suggs just gave him a big smile. So obviously these guys, it takes good players and no good players, and they appreciate what they're seeing tonight. And this guy right here, Junior Terrell Suggs, the defensive end.
Or they're trying to give him the stamp of approval to leave early. I think that counts.
He's just trying to make friends with him because he'll be after him next year.
Flutie and Breeze.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember, I said nice things about you, kid. 2nd and 8. Roberson. Incomplete. Tough to catch as he was moving. Pass was intended for Taco Wallace. Roberson just 3 of 15. No time to pass.
Well, he started in the first series applying the pressure on El Roberson, tipping the pass away. It was called an incompletion, but he's also been able to get to El Roberson because of his speed. Here he went right through the fullback, Wilson. It's been a mismatch. The only time they've been able to hold him back is either a quick 3-step drop to get rid of the ball quickly or double and triple teams to slow him down.
Sack records are hard to get your arms around because it wasn't an official sack until a couple of years ago in the NCAA stats. But needless to say, this is one of the best sack seasons in the history of the sport. Stats or no. Roberson. Time. Man breaks free. It's James Terry. Can't hold on.
Well, we found out how they're going to start, Kirk. Watch how they're going to block old Suggs this time. First of all, they put the tackle on him, which the tackle hasn't been able to block him all the time. Right there, they got the tight end nicking him. The tackle number 65, Thomas Barnett gets him, and then the fullback
came in.
So that's 3. Tight end, tackle, fullback.
And that was Golden, who Jerry said was in the locker room for x-rays, beaten by James Terry, who could not hang on for the home run.
They have to keep trying to throw the ball downfield against that defense.
Travis Brown did kick that one. Tapped it at midfield. Picked up a block, but not going anywhere. -4 on the return. The tackle from Marcus Patton. A 33-yard punt from Brown, who was hurt earlier. Came back on the next punt and did a nice job. No scoring as the defense is heard from in quarter number 3. Roberson thought he was going to take a lead touchdown, but Terry just couldn't hold on.
The persistence of 135 years of experience. The performance that has enabled us to work with more than half the Fortune 500. The strength of one of the largest financial services companies in America. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final bidding. From A to Z, from there to here, I shop the world, all while I'm sitting brand new and collectibles, thank you, on the information superhighway. You'll save more and find things like this when you do it eBay.
With rugged all-wheel drive and better handling than ever, the new Subaru Outback gets you closer to nature without getting in the way of nature. When you get it, you get it.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 0.9% APR.
College basketball on ESPN. Big Monday, Super Tuesday, ACC Wednesday. Conference play returns January 6th on ESPN.
Downtown San Diego with the Holiday Lights, the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Always a close game. The last 4 decided by 5 or less. And we could be in position for a similar type finish. Scoreless third quarter. We were scoreless in the first. All points coming up in frame number 2. Sophomore quarterback Andrew Walter has been cold throwing lately. This time, that's a perfect throw. That's one of the throws he makes so well. To Sean McDonald against the zone. First down.
Arizona State loves to throw that pass. An over-under read. You mentioned his zone coverage. You're just simply, as a quarterback, looking at the corner. If he comes up on the running back, you're going to go over the top, and that's what he did there. It's to fake the hill, reading the flat defender. He steps up, and you're right, he throws that ball as well as anybody we've seen this year. It's a touch ball with a little bit of zip right over the corner, right into the hands of the receiver for a big first down.
19 yards for McDonald. The run with Hakeem Hill has been the more effective runner. He had back-to-back 9-yard runs earlier. What Dirk Cutter call that throw when we talked to him yesterday? The goalpost throw?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He said all the NFL scouts want to see the goalpost throw, and they'd love to throw it. Arizona State.
Lee, do you find it interesting that the quarterback Walter comes over to Cutter for the play? There's no signaling in or sending it in with a messenger?
Well, he doesn't do that all the time. He does signal in some plays. And remember, he told us yesterday the thing I like the most about it, Dirk said he rarely ever calls off the plays I give him.
that'll happen next year and the year after that.
Yeah, and he gets smarter.
Yeah.
2nd and 7. Tank Reese is chasing. He strung this play wide, and he'll get the yards and get down. Not many cutback opportunities against Kansas State, but Reese, no stats there, but he made the play. Here you go, Lee.
Tank Reese is 5'11", 280 pounds from Auburndale, Florida. And watch this. This is what I love about him. He looks like Warren Sapp. Sapp played in the same high school league as Auburndale, Florida. Looks like a nice, quick lineman. 5'11", 280 pounds that can move. Look at him.
Arizona State knew coming into the game that matchup would be a concern. Their center, Tony Aguilar, has great quickness, but he doesn't have the power of a Tank Reese. And we've seen that matchup be a concern, and it has been.
39-4 in the pattern. Quick shot incomplete. A little miscommunication as Chaplin and Lightfoot were the receivers in the area. Reese and company take Aguilar, the center, and the Arizona State offense off the field.
16 that Andrew Walter wears. I said, you kind of look a little bit taller, but you look a little bit like Jake the Snake. In his days at Tempe, I said, does it have to do with Jake the Snake? And he said, no, that's Joe Montana. Has always loved Joe Montana.
But that's why Plummer wore 16 at ASU. Also, long field goal attempt. Mike Barth, 1 of 5 from over 50, has the leg to do it. Made a 50-yarder against Oregon State. This one officially 51 yards. Good snap, good hold. It's got a hook in. Nope, not long enough. So Kansas State will get improved field position after Barth misses from 51 yards. Run scoreless here in the third quarter, and I think no matter what happens in the last 19 minutes and 29 seconds that we have here, this is a statement being made for next year and beyond by Arizona State, a program to deal with nationally and in the Pac-10.
They have 4 starting seniors in Arizona State. They got a nice-looking ball club coming back next year.
Well, you look at on defense, you're going to lose 3 players. 1 guy on offense. 16 offensive linemen. If you look at the depth chart, they all return. The quarterback returns. This is a team of the future in the Pac-10. I think Dirk Cutter was the right choice, and I think he's going to take Arizona State into some big games throughout the years in the Pac-10 conference. And here he comes again.
Newman in the game, caught up and brought down by Solomon Bates. Solomon Bates, the senior, was a freshman All-American, gained too much weight, slowed him down. He came back leaner and tighter and meaner this year. Made a nice play there to neutralize Newman.
As soon as Newman now is coming onto the field, Arizona State's aware of him. He's staying in the huddle, and so far, now he's going to check out, but every time he's been in, it's either been a reverse or a fade. And he's going to keep him back under there.
And now there's confusion here as a guy who's only played a few snaps of offense this year. He has 2 big gains thus far tonight. Nobody knows which side to go to.
I think he lined up on the wrong side, and Terry said, that's cool. I'll step over here to the left. You take the right.
Roberson looking that way. Throwing it to Newman on a go route. Goes up to get it, and it's knocked away by R.J. Oliver, the sophomore corner. He's a local guy from Escondido here in the San Diego area. And how about that? I got 4 picks. I'm a decent corner. I see a lot in the Pac-10. But here I've got a guy who's the best defensive back trying to take one away from me. I'm not going to let you get one on me, buddy.
And now he can't get out of the game. Now he's trying to check out. And Bill Snyder's saying, no, get back out there. But every time he's been in the game, the ball is going to go in his direction. I think he got a little bit crossed up on this fade route. He tried to come back, but Oliver did a good job of sitting in there. And what the heck, give him a cushion, look up in the air because the ball's coming when Newman's in there.
He's at the bottom of the screen. Hideous passing numbers for Roberson tonight. He's 3 of 17. Newman, got to respect the speed, able to catch the pass underneath. First down at the 47-yard line. And a flag down back behind the play as a helmet came off. Entangled back behind it was Jimmy Verdon with one of the K-State blockers. Who's the flag going to be on?
I don't know. But referee means business. Look at it. I mean, he is. Would you say superintendent?
Assistant superintendent, Oak Park, Illinois.
He's got that look now.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. Let's see if it's. He did not show it as post-possession. If it's involved during the play, it would negate a first down. First down, and they're going to come back for it. Okay.
Yes.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the offense. The first down stands after the penalty enforcement. 1st and 10.
Bill Snyder is telling Draylon Burks, you don't start.
That's it.
You won't see the field again.
See you later.
Keep doing that.
Boy, this Terrence Newman, very impressive to me, the way he even run this route. Watch him drive him deep, and then a little bit of a roll to turn around. The key thing to that was, I have not seen L. Roberson throw the ball and a shot like that since beginning of the ball game. And the thing I like the most about it, Kirk, he set his feet really nice and throws it. The guy's a pretty good passer if they can get some time.
He's an athletic player. Sometimes gets stereotyped as a runner, but he does have tremendous arm strength.
Yes, I do. Believe that.
So at the 32, Darren Sproles gets out to the 37. Sproles, who has gained 108 consecutive games, now is up to 83 yards on 13 carries. Has one big one when he took it the distance for 41 yards in the second quarter.
On that 3rd down, it was a good call because he kept going deep, he kept going deep, and Oliver's giving him such a big cushion, respecting that speed, that he faked the deep route and made the outcut, and ball was thrown on time to give him the first down.
2nd and 5. They move Sproles out to the slot here. Roberson designed run. L's going to be just shy of the first down. It appears at around the 41-yard line.
See who chased him down? Terrell Suggs thought initially that it was a pass, so he was in his ears pinned back in pass rush mode, and he has such great anticipation of the snap. But look at him chase down L. Roberson. Oh, you're going to cut up on the quarterback draw? Okay, I'm coming with you.
How often do you talk about closing speed with a defensive end?
That's right.
DB
He said he runs a 4.6, but his quickness, which is so important for his position, is much, much better than anything else that he has to offer.
His first step.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Watch how quick he gets off the ball.
3rd and 1, a run. Sproles made Bates miss. And he's going to pick up the first down. Well, Solomon Bates won in the maroon and gold of ASU. He had a chance to get him off the field, but you got a lot of company. Sproles has made a lot of people miss this year, I promise you.
Ron Hudson told me in August that Darren Sproles was one of the best young freshman running backs that he's ever been around. And when he told me that, I thought, uh-oh, this guy's getting ready to have a great year. He's been around some pretty good ones, most especially Robert Smith as a true freshman back at Ohio State. And Darren Sproles, lived up to that this year. He had a heck of a year. Finished with 8 straight 100-yard games.
Here he goes again. Gains a couple of yards. You mentioned Ron Hudson, who coaches the quarterbacks, is the offensive coordinator for Kansas State. Guy you know at all, Kirk?
Yeah.
You know Ron?
Yeah.
You just talk to him as like you talk to other coordinators, or you ever work with him? Ronnie was your offensive coordinator at Ohio State.
There he is. See, look at the one thing about Coach Hudd is he lets the game. He can really. He's living emotionally in the game. But he's had a heck of a career since he's been in Manhattan calling plays with Bill Snyder at Kansas State.
He told us that you were a triple option quarterback who barely knew how to throw the ball. Now, we know your pops. We know different. We know you can throw it all right before you got there. Roberson can throw, but he's going to take off. Now pump and throw. It's caught by Evans. He danced around that line of scrimmage and was able to get rid of it.
Very, very close.
I thought it was
past the line.
To be honest, I did.
Yes.
Well, if L. Roberson, when he came to the outside, if he would have had a chance to peek up at Evans early, oh my gosh, he would have been able to find. Look, Evans is coming right across the field. Nobody is with him. And I know that Roberson's doing everything he can to survive back there, and it's easier from up here, but he had him wide open very early before he had to start scrambling for extra yardage.
Did you see the block by the tight end Hill? I think he took Suggs into the bench. Fullback Wilson.
Yep.
Just a triple.
Keeps going to the 23-yard line.
I think if Kansas State runs more triple option in the fourth quarter, that they are going to absolutely be impossible to stop.
Well, this drive is more of what you expect from Kansas State. Mixing in some triple, throwing a little bit more on 1st and 10, and really moving the ball right down the field.
It's a drive that will continue into the next one. Off we go to the fourth quarter, and we've got a ball game. Same as it ever was in the prior 24 Pacific Life Holiday Bowls.
The Gospel, according to ESPN. Available now.
Because we can! Yes, we can! Everybody
With rugged all-wheel drive and better handling than ever, the new Subaru Outback gets you closer to nature without getting in the way of nature. When you get it, you get it.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 0.9% APR.
Now there's a better way to soothe your skin after shaving. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm has advanced moisturizers and vitamins to soothe and improve your skin. Nivea for Men. More evolved skincare.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, come on. Catch the ball before you run with it. Let's Basketball
go. 101. Basketball 101.
Touch somebody. Touch somebody now.
Oh, what are you doing? There you go. Just like we drew it up. Come on. Angled up with Road.
Stay in the lane. Stay in the lane. Knock him down. Get out of the crease.
No, just hit somebody.
Go, Danny, go.
It's a disgrace. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Now that's what I'm talking about. It's the most wonderful week.
A matchup between two of the nation's best. Chris Brown and Colorado battle Anthony Davis and the Badgers. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Alamo Bowl, presented by MasterCard. Saturday at 8 on ESPN.
Kansas State's band has made the trip from Manhattan. Open a cheer score as off we go to the fourth quarter. Sun Devils leading the number 6 team in the country. The best team not in the Bowl Championship Series, Kansas State, by 6. A long K-State drive. Started 4.5 minutes ago. We get to play 10 on 2nd and 5. Quarterback L. Roberson. Incomplete. Derek Evans never looked back at the ball as he was trying to shake free from Josh Golden.
We've talked all night about Terrell Suggs' speed. Guys, here's a feel. This is Reggie White. I mean, he went right through Billy Miller. Right through it. Billy Miller's almost a 300-pound guy. He just brought his forearm right through his chest and ran right over top of him.
Arizona State's made defensive subs. They are just getting in position. Suggs top of the screen. 3rd and 5. In field goal range. Run Sproles. Stop to the 19. If anything I come away with tonight, even though Kansas State has run for about 150 yards, Arizona State's held its own against K-State's running game. And I didn't think that was going to happen coming in.
No, but we also didn't expect the 4-3 defense that they've changed to and the way they've attacked the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're putting everybody at the line of scrimmage, playing man out there and saying, beat us if you can with a passing game.
They're going to go for it here on 4th and less than a yard.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Me too.
Go ahead, let's go.
Absolutely.
Both sets of fans are down at this end of Qualcomm Stadium. So some noise will be made. Less than a yard to be made. Roberson, first down at the 16-yard line.
Well, you knew that was coming. Well, you knew it was going to be the quarterback sneak because the one coach is an AARP representative, Bill Snyder. And anything less than a yard, boom. He's quick.
I was getting worried. It's 4th quarter. It's after 11 o'clock on the East Coast. No AARP.
I got it in that.
Feel better now. Gosh.
If you see Snyder, you can see he and I are members of the AARP card-carrying members, and that was exactly what you do.
Did you get a kickback from the AARP?
I know. I have $15 a year.
Nick Leckie, the first-team All Big 12 lineman, made a good block there. Sproles up the middle. Boy, is he met. Hit the 11-yard line. Wow.
Alfred Williams.
With a shot. A graduate student out of Irvine, California.
He's known throughout the Pac-10 as one of the fierce hitters. It's always fun. You always know you're going to find some big hitters in the Pac-10, the safeties. A couple big hits in there. Boom. Oh, and Darren Sproles is a little guy, and with his low center of gravity and leg drive, he's a tough guy to get a shot like that on.
The fullback, Roberson, follows, turning forward to the 3-yard line. This is a very reminiscent of the drive in terms of the Holiday Bowl. In '99, when Kansas State beat Washington 24-20, they had a 20-play, 92-yard drive that took nearly 10 minutes. Their quarterback, Jonathan Beasley, led that one. This is play 15 coming up of a similar drive as KSU tries to win the trophy in this game for the 3rd time.
Been really, really impressed with L. Roberson's poise tonight. Things have not been going well, but you can see the maturity that the coaches have talked about and the difference now in L. Roberson. He has kept his cool throughout this game to allow Kansas State to have this kind of drive.
That was the triple option.
Yep. And how about
he followed the fullback right in like a lead play.
This is their big backfield. Nick Vick and Thick, they call it. 3 biggins clearing the way. That time, Ayo Sabah, the Thick in Nick Vick and Quick.
What is it?
Was stopped. That was Nick, Vick, and Quick. Or Thick. They ain't quick. That's for sure.
Yeah. You say the name Vick, and instantly you think Quick. You know, that's why you probably. But I think right now they're going to try the power game, but also option game down inside this area is always a good call with a quarterback like L. Roberson.
The reason why it's a good call down here is he's so quick, and it doesn't take like boom, and he's in the end zone. That's why I like the option or fake and roll out, put the ball in Roberson's hands.
Same Nick Vick and Thick backfield, play 16 of the drive. Is Roberson keeping? Touchdown, Kansas State. The drive 2 in the Holiday Bowl. Joe Riemann mentioned he struggled earlier, but very good later on in the season with extra points for the lead. Bad snap. Ream in trouble. Brought down. It wasn't a bad snap. It was held incorrectly. He went down, so you can't have the defensive two-point conversion. Travis Brown, who was banged up earlier on a punt, didn't get it down properly. Well, the snap looked fine. So instead of a lead, all square at 20 after a 16-play, 7-minute drive capped off by Al Roberson.
In 1868, an American tradition was beginning, and Pacific Life was founded, both built on principles of persistence, performance, and strength. 135 years later, those beliefs still guide Pacific Life. It's how we help so many businesses and individuals reach their financial goals. For insurance, annuities, and investments, rely on the strength of Pacific Life, proud sponsor of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl.
The new Silverado is here, now with quadra-steer four-wheel steering. It's the most maneuverable full-size pickup you can get. Silverado, the truck from Chevy.
Looks like this intern's moving up.
Promotion?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the fast track. Corner office, parking space. I totally deserve it. How do you figure? Well, look what I've learned. Dell helps people build their perfect PC. They make it easy to order, and they have award-winning 24/7 service and support. You'll probably be reporting to me. Check it out. This is to notify you that our latest promotional offer is a free CD burner when you buy a Dell PC.
That's great. A PC customized for you and free stuff.
So no parking spot.
Call or go online now and get a Dimension desktop for just $569. America's favorite PC includes everything you see here. Monitor, keyboard, mouse, and speakers. And right now, for a limited time, you'll get a free CD burner. Get great deals on notebooks, too. Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Oh, life on the fast track.
Your perfect PC is easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell.
Remember, punter Travis Brown took a big shot earlier, was shaken up, and he's not hanging around his teammates right now. Couldn't hang on to the snap. Extra point botched. 9th missed extra point of the season for Kansas State. Thus, we are all square at 20. A new game with 12:16 remaining in the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Josh Golden on the return. Met and hit hard at the 21-yard line. A great drive by Kansas State. Our Pacific Life game track. Terrell Suggs, he has been strong as advertised. The man with 22 sacks has been in the backfield a lot. Terrific drive by Kansas State. 16 plays, 12 of them runs. Roberson the key plays, including the touchdown run there. And here's the missed snap and hold. Should have had it, guys.
He should. Yeah, you practice that over and over. There's probably a lot of snaps that have been worse than that one that he's been able to handle. He's got to be able to put that ball down.
Empty backfield. Walter up top, down the middle. 34 first down yards for the tight end Mike Pinkard, who has gone from the doghouse to round 1 or 2 in the NFL draft on ESPN next April.
Well, when you make a statement like he's a potential first or second round tight end, that means he has to have the ability to get vertical, and that's what he's going to be able to do here. Get slipped right behind Terry Pierce, and there's that throw again, right over the linebacker, but underneath the safety. It's a little bit of a hole in the defense, and Andrew Walter is very comfortable throwing that ball.
2 straight snaps, empty backfield. Maybe Arizona State getting aggressive offensively again. Walter throws in the air, incomplete. Hot shot, but Pinkard couldn't catch that time.
Coaches saw something upstairs. They have all of a sudden wanted to get Pinkard more involved in the game plan. 2 straight calls where they tried to get the ball in his hands.
Well, Dirk Cutter told us yesterday that he was going to try to ISO Pinkard, who's 6'5", 264 pounds, on linebackers because he thought he could beat him. But he hasn't done it much tonight. You're right, Kurt. Now he must have come back and said, okay, let's get the ball to Pinkard more in the middle. Good call, I think, so far.
Kind of a player who has symbolized the Arizona State program the last 2 years.
Play action. Sean McDonald. Newman rides him out of bounds. Right at the line. Looks like it'll be a first down. Arizona State, a fourth-quarter drive here. They're used to being in situations tied or tight games. Kansas State, very stingy in the fourth. They haven't given up a touchdown in the fourth quarter in nearly 11 weeks.
This is one of my favorite plays, and one of the best plays in the pros is they put a guy like Sean McDonald in the middle, and then he does with a curl route. Watch him start to the inside, reads the coverage, and it flows to the outside. The pros love that play because it gives, and no matter man for man or zone, you can hit him with it.
1st and 10 from the 35. McDonald with time outside. It's a tough throw to make, and he made it.
That's dangerous.
To Matt Miller, who caught only 4 balls all year. Pick up a 5.
That's backyard football right there. And even Andrew Walter had a little grimace there.
That's almost taking back football, taking back the other way.
Well, Dirk Cutter told us, you know, my offensive philosophy, one of the things that I believe in is, you know, people talk about trying to get 4 yards, but there are a lot of tough ways to pick up 4 yards. We try to make it a little bit simpler, but in that case, it's a little bit tougher picking up 4 yards.
Second down and 6 to go. The ball up to 31.
He's got Hills running back all the way down here.
Empty backfield again, working against the zone. There is Hill. 1st down and more. To the 16-yard line. So this empty against the zone, advantage Arizona State for now. Now they're in a tough spot in the red zone.
But what that does is it's continuing to give the defense a lot of window dressing. Give them as many different formations as possible. Make them adjust. For the offense, it's the same theories, the same principles, but you're coming at the defense in a different look, and it makes it much, much tougher on that defense to try to make the adjustments to stop them.
And they went after number 4, Terrence Newman, with a running back. Very interesting call.
2 receivers, bottom of your screen. Justin Taplin in motion. From the 16. Walter has a pocket, has a lane. Almost on a touchdown to Derek Hagan. The freshman trying to pull in the first one of his career.
Okay, that was a laser. Yeah, this guy has got a huge arm. Watch him drop back here and put this through some defenders. I mean, it's like he's throwing a dart, but it's coming at about 75 miles an hour.
The raw skills have been there. It's the maturation process that was not there, and the fundamentals. It's kind of like the natural, that 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Doesn't know how to pitch.
The Pac-10 better take notice, because he is the future of the Pac-10.
All throw. Dumped down to McDonald, stuck at the 10 by Newman. That matchup all night. When it's happened, whether man or zone situations, has been fun. You can see from that hard hit and the love tap on the head, there's mutual respect this evening.
It's respectful both ways. And Terrence Newman, when you watch him play, everybody wants to talk about his speed. But you know what? He is physical. He likes to hit him. He likes to get involved, and that's why I think he's one of the best corners out there. He's got the closing speed, but he's also physical and likes to be able to prove that he can hit. And I think at the next level, he wants to show that ability, too.
3rd and 4 in field goal range, wanting to keep the drive alive. McDonald up top. Walter looking that way. Now comes back the other way to Mike Williams. He's at the 5. Touchdown! That is some kind of drive against the toughest team to score against in the country.
They had that great defense on their heels that whole drive. Different formations, different play calling, and Terrence Newman and company didn't know which way the ball was coming at each play.
An extra point to go up 7 by Mike Barth. 27-20 Arizona State. 8-play drive, 8 pass attempts. 6 of them complete, 78 yards down the field. Mike Williams didn't have a touchdown catch all year. He took care of business here and a double-digit underdog. Now, you guys got no chance, they heard all week. 10.5 left. Look at the scoreboard, sweetheart. Arizona State leads number 6 by 7.
holiday on the credit card, huh?
Yeah, my balance is really piling up. But I'll worry about that in January.
You could get a Capital One no hassle card.
Nah.
High interest charges running up your balance? Get the Capital One No Hassle card for the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
What's in your wallet?
Okay, see how the side of the rails wore more than the other side?
Felt like a million. Felt like number one. Like a...
What are you handing down to your kids? Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
And what did you do this weekend?
I called this girl, but the line was busy.
Gary? Matt?
I went to Wendy's for lunch. Well, I see their hamburgers on TV, and they look good. I ordered a classic double with cheese. Call me crazy, but I think they made it just for me. Hot, juicy, it tasted great. And when I finished, I felt good. And I liked that feeling.
Bravo!
Sure. Wendy's classic double with cheese. And our pickup window's open till midnight or later, so you can eat great even late.
10.5 left. Fourth quarter, Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. A very impressive sophomore, Andrew Walter. He's really opened eyes nationally with his stats. 4 different times this year he threw for over 400 yards in a game. That time he engineered an all-pass 6 of 8 drive. And in 1:46, Kansas State went from tied to down 7. Newman will catch it at the 4. Terrence Newman slides to the ground at the 20-yard line. Arizona State's done a better job on special teams tonight.
Beyond the numbers of Andrew Walter, what I like seeing him tonight in person is the savvy and the instinct of just playing the quarterback position. They called this play earlier and it was successful. Kansas State blitzes a stunt. They move the defensive ends. Look at the eyes by Andrew Walter. He's trying to draw the safety over this way, which he's very successful in doing before dropping it off to Mike Williams. They get the Kansas State defense out of position, and at that point, it makes it very easy for blocking angles to set up Williams a lane all the way into the end zone. Great call by Dirk Cutter.
Roberson gives it to Sproles, who gets 2 yards, tackled out of bounds by Jason Shivers. What a drive from the quarterback, coach.
What a drive. He hits Pickard, number 86, a tight end with a little bit of a lob right across the middle. Then he hits Sean McDonald on a crossing route. Then he hits Mike Williams on a beautifully called screen by Dirk Cutter. I think Dirk Cutter's play calling on that particular drive is one of the best that I've seen this year in a clutch situation. That man right there.
There's the head coach working with the quarterback. He turns the defense over to a guy he's been with for a half dozen years.
Yep.
Great guy. Roberson, good throw to James Terry. In a foot race, Terry across midfield. Brought down at the 45-yard line. So K-State responds 32 yards on that one.
Against man coverage, everybody at the line of scrimmage, they've tried the fade route to Newman. They've tried the fade route to Taka Wallace and Jason Terry. Another good route is that quick slant. Everybody up, man coverage, one-on-one on the outside, and El Roberson just drops back, 3 quick steps, and has his man getting to the inside and beating Oliver to the point. And after that point, it's just pitch and catch.
You know, we talked about Dirk Cutter calling some good plays. Ron Hudson in the last 3 series have called some very good imaginative plays.
They've made some big turnaround in the second half.
Roberson to throw. Perfect throw to Terry. Perfect. First down to 34.
They have got to continue to do this because Arizona State's just giving it to them. They're taking away the running game. They're trying to take away the option attack and leaving themselves out there in one-on-one coverage. And El Roberson has enough ability in throwing the ball, and those receivers do, to execute the passing game in man-to-man situations. 2 plays, and they're right now deep inside Arizona State territory. Now Arizona State's probably going to fall out and go to some zone.
Roberson looking for the hat trick with Terry. incomplete. K-State fans wanted a pass interference flag. It was not thrown. Dr. Jerry Punch, Terry seeing the ball because his running mate's not out there.
Exactly, Michael. Taco Wallace, their starting wide receiver, had his left ankle and foot looked at by the trainers on the side here. Jeff Ferguson and company. Fergie put an orthotic in his shoe, and Taco has had trouble walking, getting up and sort of limping around with that left ankle and foot. Has not been back in the ballgame. They'd like to use him in the fade situation, but they don't have him here tonight.
It's a shame that Taco Wallace didn't have a good game. And this is the only stadium in America where they sell fish tacos at the concession stands. You thought it'd be a big night for Taco in San Diego.
Should have ordered one of those.
2nd and 10. Sproles up the middle. Nobody home as Sproles gets out to the 21-yard line. And Shivers puts him down after 14 yards. And that's what you talk about with play calling.
And that was an imaginative call by Ron Hudson that time. He sends number 9, Derek Evans, in motion and fakes it to him, and the linebackers move to the outside, and poof, Sproles right there. Now, Ron Hudson in this last 3 series is matching Dirk Cutter as some of the best play calls we've seen this year.
Well, it's all about adjustments because the defense, the Arizona State defense was dictating tempo, and Ron Hudson and his Kansas State offense, they've made some adjustments, and now they're trying to be the aggressor. Now they're attacking Arizona State. Again, man coverage.
Roberson looking left, fires incomplete for Terry, who was held up a little bit more on the physical shot at the line by R.J. Oliver, the corner. Solomon Bates, the linebacker, fell awkwardly, and he was slow to get up back at the quarterback.
If Kansas State's going to win this game, they're going to have to continue to prove that they can throw the football against man-to-man coverage. You have 7 or 8, sometimes 9 guys at the line of scrimmage to stop Sproles and Roberson from running. You have to be able to protect and execute against man-to-man coverage.
And one of the best plays against man-for-man coverage is run the option.
Their great defender, Suggs, is in. K-State's great defender, Newman, is in on offense again for the 6th snap tonight. They pitch it to Sproles. Brought down at the 20. Solomon Bates was slow to get up after the last play. He was quick to get to the ball carrier, along with Al Williams that time.
There's some triple option there. It was one back look with Sproles out to the wing, and instead of blocking, he just kind of backed up and became the pitch back, even though he was lined up off to the slot there, off to the right.
Well, let's put it this way. I have never seen the triple option run from that
one back. I haven't either.
That's a nice call.
Tried to catch him off guard there with the formation, but Arizona State's quickness got out there to make the tackle.
Play came in a little late. Newman in the game, coming to the bottom of the screen. Roberson sets up the screen for Newman. Solomon Bates smelled it out and brought him down. What do you want to do here on 4th and 9? 7.5 left, down 7. All your timeouts.
Yep.
What do you want to do? You want to take a
timeout? Use a timeout, think it over.
And remember, he's got to be careful because the last center snap hold didn't work.
Probably more likely to go for it then. See what happens when we come back.
It's exciting stuff.
The new Silverado is here. Silverado, the truck from Chevy.
Which SUV received the highest possible rating in the Insurance Institute's low-speed and high-speed crash tests? The new Subaru Forester. Which SUV has the most standard safety features in its class? The new Forester. Which SUV comes standard with Subaru all-wheel drive to help avoid accidents? The new Subaru Forester. Unprecedented protection. When you get it, you get it.
See your local Subaru dealer for information on financing as low as 1.9% APR.
Whoa! Hey, stop the music. Guys, everyone stop. We don't need all this. Kias are already a great value, so we got good deals on top of good deals here. Like $2,000 cash back on a Spectra and $1,000 cash back on Rio. Plus our 10-year warranty. What is that?
It's a sales monkey. Visit your Greater Metro Atlanta Kia retailers. Hurry, offer ends soon.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, presented by Pacific Life. The persistence of 135 years of experience. Rely on the strength of Pacific Life. And in part by Capital One, who asks, what's in your wallet? And Wendy's late night pickup window, where you can eat great, even late.
Sure, all the TVs down in the Gaslamp District are tuned into this game, the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. Kansas State showing that they will go for it here on 4th down.
This is not a second guess, a first guess. I do not like the call at all.
Jeff Schwinn, another quarterback, is in the game. 14, new formation, 3 to the top of the screen.
Terrence Newman, they're going to call the timeout. Newman, they also have on the inside of those 3 receivers to the top of the screen.
Boy, may I tell you why?
Timeout.
2 timeouts with no snap, right?
Well, I don't like this call because Joe Ream is 7 for 8 this year. I know the last one. But Joe Ream has kicked 7 for 8 from this distance. I don't like 4th down and 10 because I think it's a gamble too early. I think you go for the 3 and then try to win it with 7 later. That's my opinion.
Well, I think that right now maybe that's a gut feeling by Bill Snyder about his defense against Arizona State. I mean, they're deep right now into Arizona State territory. This is a good opportunity to try to go all the way and try to score the touchdown. It's a risk. It's a bowl game. Take the risk and try to get the win. Try to tie this game up.
I would think that, though, that he has to have a lot of confidence in this guy who's hit. I know he's got the chart. We have it right up here. He's hit 7 for 8 from this distance. I know the last snap was not real good, but I would go for the field goal. That's just my opinion.
Okay. As they discuss the 4th down play here with 7.5 remaining, halfway through our 4th quarter. Arizona State leading Kansas State 27-20.
I said maybe he doesn't have confidence in his defense. Maybe he does have that confidence to think, listen, even if we don't get this, we can get the ball back by our defense that we have them pinned back here at their own 22-yard line if we come up short.
They come back to different personnel. Newman's in the game. James Terry's the other receiver. The tight end Hill is in there. 2 backs, Sproles and Wilson. 4th and 10. ASU heats it up. Roberson puts it up for grabs for Terry, who was held, but caught the ball. First and goal, Kansas State at the 1.
Oh,
man, a lot.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, he was held.
Yeah.
As he was really held. The fact that he was able to get there. Al Roberson dropped back, bought some time, and just threw it into the corner.
Holding defense. Penalty is declined.
Oh,
Play
man.
results. First down.
Wait till you see Al Roberson get hurt and hit. Watch him get hit.
He drops back.
Look.
Throws it off his back foot. The hold has already happened. I can't believe the ball got there. And what a throw. Oh, here we go, Ron Hudson. Get there. He already saw the call. Let alone the catch.
Oh, man.
First and goal. Chance to go to the end zone again. Roberson. He stopped a half-yard short. L has 2 rushing touchdowns. He could get a 3rd here. Be 1 shy of Barry Sanders, or 2 shy of Barry Sanders. We saw at the top of the show, Barry had 5 rushing touchdowns in the '88 Holiday Bowl.
I'm waiting for Lee's infamous line. I told you to go for it.
No, I would have never gone for it. And let me tell you, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
Awful lucky, sweethearts. Awful lucky. Forget the interference. The quarterback should have got sacked. He just went back and threw it.
He was baiting him. It was a perfect throw.
I know.
He got lucky.
Roberson keeping again. Did he get in? We wait for the signal. A marker's down on the far side. Kansas State say, hey, he's laying in the end zone. There's no signal for a touchdown yet. Remember, there's a flag down as well. The 10 officials will huddle and discuss.
Sounds like we have 22 other officials helping out out there.
Look at
Touchdown. All right, it's a touchdown. Let's check the flag first.
Offside.
Okay.
Defense. Penalty is declined. Play resulted in a touchdown.
Roberson's third of the game. And now Kansas State, which missed its last extra point, needs to get this one to tie it up.
We always talk about answering. It was 20-14. Kansas State made it 20-20. Arizona State came right back and went up 7. And now Kansas State comes back. And if they hit this, let's wait now.
Travis Brown is holding again. Mike Wilson snaps to square the game. Snap good, hold good. Game time.
This is a Holiday Bowl. We must be in San Diego.
What is it about this place?
It's unbelievable.
Is it the best?
It's the best. It's no better. My boys are fired up, folks. All squared at 27. It's better than good.
Chris Brown and Colorado battle Anthony Davis and the Badgers. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Alamo Bowl presented by MasterCard. Saturday at 8 on ESPN.
Tonight on SportsCenter, Nebraska seeks independence from Manning and Ole Miss. Forget scenarios, we'll seed the playoffs. And the Knicks get their first look at the Ming Dynasty. SportsCenter after the Holiday Bowl on ESPN.
College basketball on ESPN. The Bluegrass rivalry heats up again as Kentucky takes on Rick Pitino's Louisville squad. Then Bobby Knight and Texas Tech face Minnesota. College hoops all day Saturday on ESPN and ESPN2.
Come on, you can do it. Just 30 seconds of Listerine, twice a day. Sure, it's a little intense, but think of all the germs you're killing. Listerine even kills the germs that can cause plaque and the gum disease gingivitis. That's right, you're fighting plaque and gingivitis every time. Keep it up, keep it up. Don't wimp out now. There. See? You can handle it, germs can't. Listerine, worth the time, every time.
For men, every morning it's the same routine. The desperate search for a way to relieve the pain after shaving. Finally, there's a better way to soothe your skin. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm is an advanced blend of moisturizers and vitamins that soothe and actually improve your skin. Nivea for Men, more evolved skincare.
What is wrong with you?
Back-to-back double-digit play drives for touchdowns, squaring the game at 27. It was 16 plays last time, 11 this time. Roberson's third touchdown of the night. As soon as we're done, John Anderson and Steve Berthiaume will wrap up our triple header on Capital One Bowl Week. All the NBA and NHL action as well. Get you ready for Saturday NFL action. SportsCenter is next. But let me tell you something. We got a lot to do between now and then. Short kickoff, Josh Golden from the 14 to the 24. Return of 10. For the first time in the 25-year history of this game, we had two different quarters where no points were scored. The first and the third. We've done okay in the second and fourth. With 54 points in those two frames. Wait, what were you saying before? What is it about this game?
No, I just asked you. What is it about this game, this environment? We're an 18-point underdog. Arizona State team is coming in and playing the sixth team in the nation. A wonderful football game.
Really outplayed.
It's a great football game. Always happens here, doesn't it?
Empty backfield.
Always count on it every bowl season here at the Holiday Bowl.
Yep. Empty, successful last drive. It works this drive. On the top, McDonald. Give him 13. He's pretzeled back at the 38. Ewell had him on the bottom. Randy Jordan up top. That last drive, Kansas State survived.
They survived here on a 4th and 10. L. Roberson drops back, throws it off his back foot. The holding call on Golden, pass interference, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Still makes the completion attempt.
Well, let me tell you something about Roberson. Before that drive, Roberson had completed 5 passes the entire game.
Let me tell you something.
And that 4 for 6 for 60.
Let me quote Santana Moss. Big-time players make big plays in big games.
Especially
he just did it.
Especially if they're lucky.
From the 37, pocket collapses. Walters brought down. Sacked by Justin Montgomery, who we thought we'd see a little more of tonight. 2nd and 16 coming up.
I think people who just tune in, they see 27-27. people might be thinking, boy, Kansas State, they probably showed up flat like they did in '98 when they had to go to the Alamo Bowl. No, no. Kansas State showed up ready to play. It's just the team that they're playing tonight also showed up ready to play. I don't want to hear excuses that Kansas State they were disappointed because they weren't involved in the BCS. That's why the game's close. Arizona State came ready to play this football game.
Officially 2nd and 17. Taplin in motion. Walter looking that way. Comes back to the second receiver, McDonald. Got back some of the sack yardage and then some. We'll have 3rd and 8 from the 39. Clock will be under 5 minutes at the next snap.
Sean McDonald, when we talked to him yesterday, I couldn't believe how short he is. Could you believe it? I could eat spaghetti off his head.
He's a little guy.
He's a little guy. But boy, is he quick, and boy, is he good. Now, you think he might come out? He's got one more year.
That's the talk. There's talk between Terrell Suggs and Sean McDonald. Are they going to come out? Are they going to stay? My feeling is Suggs probably comes out. McDonald probably could use one more year to become one of the best receivers in the country.
What a player.
Empty backfield, 3rd and 8. They bring a little more heat. Quick pass, nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Walker was going for the big shot on McDonald, but they brought one more guy, and the pressure forced Walter to get rid of it quick. Waiting time.
The way he is playing tonight, that's the only way you can stop Andrew Walter. You have to be able to get pressure on him. We talked about that in one of our halftime reports on the Independence Bowl, and we've talked about it all night tonight. Pressuring Andrew Walter has been the key for Kansas State, and they've been able to stop it.
Kansas State couldn't get the right number of people on the field, and they've taken their final timeout.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
Make a note of that, because that could be very, very important at the end of this ball game with Arizona State with their timeouts and Kansas State without them.
It's the 2nd timeout.
3rd.
Well, I'm just saying it's the 2nd one this half where I'm kind of wondering why they needed to use it.
That was they didn't have enough people out there. Yeah. The other one earlier was the Curious. They saw formation. They had a trick play called because they had their 3rd string quarterback Schwinn, 14 out there with Newman.
Wanted to see the formation.
And Arizona State didn't give them something they could guarantee a shot at, so they took that other timeout. But it's a weird spot to have to take 2.
Sure, especially in a close game with 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game.
And if you don't make that play, then you're down 7, give them the ball, and really need it. Well, a chance to remind you the Capital One Bowl Week continues tomorrow on ESPN. Charlotte is sold out for West Virginia and Virginia. The Mountaineers won 6 of their last 7. Coach Rich Rodriguez said, hey, we deserve to be in the Gator Bowl, not Notre Dame. Well, they get a chance to get a shot at Virginia. Then the Alamo Bowl presented by MasterCard. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, Adrian Kirsten. What will he have for us as Colorado takes on Wisconsin? 2 teams that love to line up and go smash mouth on you. First one on ESPN 2 in the morning, in prime time on ESPN Saturday night.
Good time for a return here from Terrence Newman, who has not been able to get out yet.
From the 25, made 2 miss, 5 miss. Newman up the field. Will he turn the corner? Pulled down from behind at the 41-yard line by Josh Amobi. But he put Kansas State in great position. The marker's down at midfield. We'll check the flag. Will it negate some of a 35-yard return? Yes, it will. Not all of it, but some of it. It'll be from the spot of the foul.
Newman's playing like the Sunshine Scooter. He's not coming off the field. Defense, offense, special teams.
Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
On the return, 10 yards, out of the ball. First down.
Kansas State will have the ball at its own 41, only losing 15 yards because of the flag.
They set up the return, and he finally had an opportunity to make the first guy miss and run to an alley. And unfortunately, he needed a little bit of help to get him into the open once he made that initial move.
And I found as a coach, a lot of times this happens in the 4th quarter when the coverage team gets tired. And Newman took advantage of that, because that's the first time they've let him have 5 yards, if nothing else.
If it weren't for that holding call, they'd be in great position.
Yep.
Still pretty good, though. The 41-yard line. Tie game. They can just run their stuff. Roberson for 2.
Quarterback keeper, Ella Roberson.
Field goal kicker Joe Ream, 9 of 12 on field goals this season. He has not made a field goal over 40 yards this year. So if you're thinking Joe Ream's field goal range, you're thinking about the 23-yard line. Solomon Bates is coming off. He might be cramping up. This is the time of this game most every year that we see a lot of lower leg injuries as it gets cool here in San Diego. Moby, who went down after the tackle on special teams, comes back in. Roberson to run again. It's just his show right now. And L takes it out to the 49-yard line.
Good recognition there by L. Roberson. A ton of man coverage. Man. That time, Arizona State fell back, and I think L. Roberson was expecting some man coverage, and he's got enough quickness, as we've seen all year, to be able to get into that alley there against that defense and shake a guy loose and pick up some yards.
I agree with you in one respect, but I think that was a called quarterback draw. It looked like to me he went back and ran it automatic because the blocking looked like a draw. Good call by Ron Hudson.
3rd and 2. Right in the belly of the fullback who kept the play alive, and Travis Wilton gets a first down. Travis Wilton is from Howell, Michigan. Went to Michigan State, had touchdowns against Notre Dame, among other teams. Left MSU, came down to Kansas State, was such a leader as a redshirt that he was voted as a captain, but ran into some off-the-field trouble with the law and was stripped of his captaincy. He was humbled, but still has been a team leader without that captaincy. And Bill Snyder has turned to Wilton in a key spot here to pick up a first down.
Heck of a collision. The extra effort allowed Wilson to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun, 3 receivers, designed to run Roberson. They can't get to him. Roberson on the move and to the 30-yard line. So L. Roberson, who had a 228-yard rushing day against Nebraska, is showing some of those plays here in the second half.
Shotgun, quarterback draw called by Ron Hudson. I like the calls because it's keeping the ball into the #1 player on their football team in his hands. I don't care what you call, make sure that number 3 keeps it.
A couple of injuries here. Unk just came off the field. Bates came off earlier. Both starting linebackers are not out there for Arizona State. But they are thin in that second level. And Sproles gets to that level, to the 25-yard line. He's pulled back by Jamar Williams, a true freshman, inserted in the lineup as we come inside of 2 minutes remaining in the game.
Right away, recognition upstairs and seeing that those linebackers are out. Not only the quarterback draws, but just a simple power game, something that they have not been able to establish all night long. But going after some of the young linebackers, look at the point of attack and look at Kansas State winning that battle. It's one of the first times all game through almost 4 quarters that they've been able to run that play effectively.
Matt Foley, also a freshman in there on that play. Arizona State's on the ropes. Roberson the shot. It's caught by Terry to the 10-yard line. First and goal for K-State with 99 seconds to go. And they're definitely in field goal range now.
R.J. Oliver has been mixing up inside leverage and outside leverage because of what Kansas State's tried to do to him. You can see he's lined up to the inside, but Terry pushes him outside to give him enough room to come back underneath in one-on-one coverage. Oliver was in great position at the line of scrimmage.
Cutter may have to start using his timeouts here, Bud, because K-State's going to run this down to the nub unless they pound it in. Trying for the go-ahead score. Roberson to throw. It's caught. Touchdown, Derek Evans. The first touchdown catch of the season for Evans, who had 1 last year, puts Kansas State up 6. There's still time. Extra point for Ream, whose brother Jamie was the second best kicker in K-State history. Martin Gramatica was the best. Knocks it through. 61 points. Are there 7 more out there and maybe overtime?
I have. Wait a minute. I got a stat for you.
Oh, good.
Don't leave that television. Don't turn it off. Arizona State has come back 5 times in the second half to win games this year.
That's right.
Arizona State has come back 5 times in the second half to win games. Do not turn off that television.
They've got a quarterback and a system to allow it. The throw, we've talked all night about Andrew Walter, but the throw there by L. Roberson. The quick slant to play before to Terry, and then this time, you talk about sticking it to Derek Evans. Drops back, he's in rhythm, hits his 3rd step, takes a hitch, and puts it right on the money. Pretty good coverage there, but puts it right on the money to throw the touchdown pass to give K-State the lead. Great drive by L. Roberson, running and throwing.
Pardon the pun. That guy's had one L of a game.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
One thing also about him. Noticed that he's been throwing the ball in the clutch much better than he did at the beginning of the ball game. When he focuses in and sets his feet, you mentioned the Heisman. When he does that, Kirk, he's a player.
Well, the commitment that he's made, the dedication to the game is the difference now in L. Roberson. He's always had athletic ability, but now he's a student of the game. He needs to continue next year, into next year, make that same commitment and take his game even to a higher level. And he can be one of the guys to keep an eye on for the Heisman Trophy race.
Kansas State leading guys for the first time tonight. It's Darrell Lightfoot, the starting receiver, trying to get some speed on the return. Lightfoot's brought down at the 22-yard line. So off Walter goes with a huge mountain to climb here. 7 points down. The Sports Center follows us in a minute 8. Before we put the touchdown catch man to bed, Derek Evans. Derek Evans has only caught 1 other touchdown in his Kansas State career. He was in the 2nd quarter of a game last year against New Mexico State, and it put Kansas State up 43-0. He had as meaningless a first touchdown as you can ever have. His second one could get them a 3rd Holiday Bowl win.
The injury to Taco Wallace opens the door for him to become a hero.
Remember, Arizona State did not handle the 2-minute drill well the last time they had it. See if they do better.
McDonald, their best receiver in motion. Walter, a deep drop. Steps up in the pocket. Incomplete. Taplin was fighting the ball on the way back. 2nd down. Buck 2 to go.
I always like to see a defense continue to attack. Not necessarily attack and play man-to-man, all-out man, but just continue to play your defense. Sometimes teams go to that nickel or dime coverage and allow the 15 and 20-yard pass to be completed. A team just moves right down the field.
That guy, 97, Melvin Williams, a great pass rusher. 5 sacks, not a complete defensive end, but fresh legs. Big in this spot. He's coming after Walter. He hit him. Walter threw. What a catch. Oh, my goodness, by Taplin at the 43-yard line. That got through 37 K-State players.
I think Terry Pierce touched that. I think he deflected that ball.
Remember, you've got to keep your eye. This is a great throw. Kirk, explain it to him again.
I just want to see it. He gets it over the linebacker. See if Pierce,
he does.
What concentration there by Taplin to hold on to that ball.
Keep your eye, number 81. Keep your eye, number 81.
Walter throws, caught by Taplin. Great catch at midfield. His forward progress will be marked there. This will be a good time to take a timeout. Stop the clock, and ASU does with 42 seconds to go.
Remember we were at a Pittsburgh-Miami game?
Yeah.
And I said, if you're going to beat number 1, throw it to number 1, that kid Fitzgerald. Same thing. If I'm going to lose this football game, I want to make sure that Sean McDonald somehow gets the ball thrown to him. He is a wonderful player.
He is a great player, and I'm sure
Dirk
Kansas State's going to probably say, you know what, we're going to make sure we have some double coverage on him or put Terrence Newman on him.
We're talking to Tim Weiser, the athletic director at Kansas State, who, by the way, wanted to say hi to his dad and mom, Nick and Mary, who were watching back in Great Bend with so many K-State fans on the edge of their seat. But he said K-State's still looking for a big-time opponent to come to Manhattan next year. They played USC this year. One of the knocks against this program is who they play out of the league year in, year out. Still trying to get another big game. The problem is they need them to come to Manhattan. Coach Snyder doesn't want to take the boys on the road.
If you want a big-time opponent, and you want him to come to Manhattan, then you've got to be willing to go to wherever that big-time opponent is. There's no way there's going to be a high-power program that says, hey, can we come to Manhattan? We'd love to.
Boy, teams should go to Manhattan. They treat us like kings when we were there for college game day.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, that's a great place.
Great stop.
Midfield, 2nd and 2. 42 seconds left. Mike Williams, the running back, bottom of the screen. Empty backfield. A pocket to throw, deflected, and almost. The game-ending interception for Terry Pierce.
Yo.
3rd and 2 coming up. 4-down territory, obviously.
We've been bragging about Pierce all night. He's not just a big physical linebacker. He's got hands. He's got hands. Catch the ball, big fella.
He can't catch him. He's got gloves and wrap. Look, he's got more tape on it. Looks like Muhammad Ali.
I remind gentlemen that we'll be on ESPN News for our final post-game extra of the season.
Thank you.
I know you're going to be sentimental, but we'll see you there momentarily.
Thank you, man.
That's a fun hit.
And possible press conference coverage, too.
Ooh.
3rd and 2 from midfield. For the 18th straight time, Walter back to throw. And he's going to go back for a 19th time with the game on the line.
The intended receiver of 81, Sean McDonald.
Try to get it to 81. Was it open?
That's what you call a hands-on approach from the head coach.
Watch the out and up.
Watch the out and up.
Watch the out and up.
I don't think you throw an out and up with 4th and 2. I think you throw something real quick.
Ball game here. 4th and 2.
Throw a 4-yard pass. Stop. Quickly.
He's looking at McDonald. Now he throws. It's caught.
That's it.
Lightfoot has it. Drive stays alive. They pick up 4th down at the 46-yard line. 28 seconds to go.
Great job there of Walter coming off of McDonald and getting the ball out to Lightfoot for the first down.
Kansas State player is injured, and they have to stop the clock for him. Kansas State team without timeouts. We'll stop it here. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Crowd of nearly 60,000 here at Qualcomm Stadium, which in 30 days will host the Super Bowl. Its 3rd Super Bowl. But once again, another tight Holiday Bowl. Only 4 games in the history of the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl have been decided by a dozen or more points.
Wow.
So many close games. And you think, well, you have good teams playing good teams. But so often in bowl games, we see blowouts, guys.
Yep. Not here. And I think people who are against the bowl system and want to continue to say, you know what, there's only one game that matters with the system that we currently have. They need to come out to some of these bowl games and watch the intersectional matchups and watch how these kids and these fans come to these second-tier bowl games. They want to win.
The ball is not out of bounds. Once the player injured, Melvin Williams leaves the field. It'll be whistled ready for play. The clock will start. ASU well-schooled, ready to go right away. Walter is flushed. Has time. Looks for a man breaking downfield. To the sideline. Incomplete.
Mike, you see 81?
Oh, no, I saw when I said looking for a man breaking downfield.
He had the tight end Pickard getting downfield along with Sean McDonald.
Sean McDonald was out there wide open. Mike and I watch him.
He got behind Newman. Out of position there. If he leads him downfield, that'd be a close call.
That'd be tough because you had 2 good closers in Walker and Newman.
Walker had a chance to get back there.
Yeah, but he had a better chance than that one he threw to Bill Snyder.
Do you start taking shots towards the end zone here, or do you try to get a little bit closer? 19 seconds.
Yeah. We'll try to get that 15-yard route.
55th pass attempt of the night coming from Walter. Incomplete. He tried to do that and get in striking distance. Lightfoot was the intended receiver. Holiday Bowl record for pass attempts is Ty Detmer's 59 in the '89 game that BYU lost to Penn State 50-39.
You know, after such a long layoff, guys, this is where conditioning truly becomes a big factor. All these teams try to stay in game shape, but they haven't played in 4, sometimes 5 weeks. And now you're not getting in the huddle. You're getting up to the line of scrimmage. Receivers have their hands on their hips. Defensive backs are tired. Who's in the best condition has a big edge here.
If I were them, I'd take somebody driving and come across the middle about 18 yards.
Walter fires.
Yeah.
Couldn't get to it. That's Hagan, the freshman. couldn't pull it down, and we're back to a 4th down situation. This time it's 4th down and 10 with 9 seconds left.
Still have time because you have a timeout and the clock can stop after a first down. You still don't have to throw the Hail Mary. Still try to pick up 15 or 20 yards.
And then go up and spike the football.
I would take my timeout here.
They're going to use it. Looks like they're going
to stay. You know why I take my timeout? No matter what happens,
you still get the clock to stop.
The clock's going to stop on the next play. You can run them out for one more. You can spike it.
Right. But I don't think you need to throw it all the way downfield. You still have a chance here to try to pick up the 15 yards.
I still think you need to throw it about 15 yards in the middle.
Got the big bend formation out to the right. And the play clock ran out, delay a game.
Offense.
So now it becomes 5 yards tougher.
Still 4th down.
Wasn't much urgency there by Andrew Walter. It was almost like they wanted to take the 5 yards the way he came to the line of scrimmage. You got to get him up to the line and get ready. That's 5 costly yards.
Yeah, I think it's the shot at the end zone. Fullback's in there to help block.
Could be now.
Same formation. Don't think the play was changed. Could be it for ASU. Walter moves the pocket. He unloads that bazooka deep down the field. It's a jump ball, and it is knocked down. Game is over, and Kansas State wins its 3rd appearance in the Holiday Bowl. They're the champions of the 2002 Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, and could, for the first time in school history, finish in the top 5 in the final poll. Will be the most valuable player undoubtedly with his performance here tonight. And there's no doubt that we select him as our Capital One player of the game, responsible for 4 touchdowns on the night, hit 6 of his last 8 passes, led 3 fourth-quarter drives, all of them resulting in touchdowns. Kansas State scores 20 in the 4th to win, and here's Jerry Punch with their victorious head coach.
And Coach Snyder, great teams answer when they're scored upon. Your team had to answer time and again tonight. Congratulations.
Well, we stuttered a lot. That's for doggone sure. I have to take my hat off to Arizona State. I mean, what a phenomenal effort by their players and their coaches. Their preparation, I thought, was great. Really created some problems for us. But I'm awfully proud of our players because, indeed, they were able to come back both offensively and defensively when it was all on the line.
Some gutsy play calling in the 4th quarter. 4th and 10, used a couple of timeouts to get the play in, and then Roberson to Terry on the big pass completion.
Yeah, timeouts were just to suck them in, that's all.
Great effort tonight. Coach, how about your quarterback? What an effort late on that final drive, and El Roberson on the quarterback keepers, the quarterback draws.
Well, El is really a tremendously talented young guy, and he can do an awful lot of very fine things, both in the running game and the passing game. I would venture to say this wasn't at all his best game or best performance of the year, but it was a special performance. He was good when he really had to be good.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you very much.
Mike?
Thanks, Doc. 16th time in 25 Pacific Life Holiday Bowls. The game's decided by a touchdown or less. Press conference coverage coming on ESPN News. That wraps it up for our Thursday football crew this season. Year 4, gentlemen.
Good job, Mike.
Right, Mike.
Nothing worse than being away from home. Nothing better than being around this great group of people.
We'll be watching the NBA.
With Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, Jerry Punch, Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Good night from beautiful San Diego, and off we go to Sports Center.
Center.
The playoff picture, who's in and who's going home. The Raiders want home field.
It'd be great. We need it bad.
But do the Chiefs have a prayer without their priest? And New York's giant task? To shock the Eagles. College football's wonderful week continues as Nebraska looks to avoid some history.
The catch made by Mike Eskew, still on his feet. And
Eli hopes to gain independence. The Tar Heels face a gale force at the Garden. An 8-inch height advantage? Yowza. And will the Bucs stop here for the Nets at home? Keep your eye on the ball. Sports Center now. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm Steve Berthium alongside John Anderson.
And we are so bowling. Starting in Shreveport, Louisiana. Nebraska's 34th straight bowl appearance, but a loss, and they finish at 500, 7-7 for the first time since 1961. Ole Miss on the other sideline, a postseason showcase for Eli Manning. The Independence Bowl, our showcase highlight. 40 straight winning seasons for the men of Corn, and, well, the pressure is certainly on that man, Frank Zolich, head man of Corn. Up 3-0, this will help him. 41-yard touchdown pass, Jamal Lord, Matt Harrion, 10-0, and the pressure decreasing on our Zolich meter right there. He might actually be able to go out in public. Still in the second, it's 10-7 Nebraska, and DeJuan Gross, 60 yards at the punt return. It's his 4th of the year. 17-7 Nebraska, and old Frank, he's feeling so good he may just run for governor against old Dr. Tom if he's bold enough to do that. But just before halftime, there's Eli Manning. 25 for 44, 312 yards, and a touchdown. Mike Espy, 42 yards. That's not the touchdown. Espy to the 1. Give him an award. They would score the next play, 17-14, and on Frank, that makes the cheese a little more binding. Let's go to the third quarter, 2017. Chris Kelsey. He's got Manning, and they collar him down. 4th Husker sack. Pressure decreasing. The next Nebraska possession. Now, Nebraska, they got a guy open on the punt there. He's wide open, Marcus Simmons, but Judd Davies, well, he punts it. He's not really a professional passer. Frank, why?
Really, there's no good answer for that, other than it did not work.
Didn't work, so Ole Miss takes over on the Nebraska 35, and they punch it in. Howard Sanford, 24-20, Ole Miss leads. Pressure off the charts. Frank might just build a house right